fans, and welcome to Goodwood Oval for round 15 of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. At this time of year, almost all footy competitions look forward to the fast approaching finals. But in this state, what makes the Adelaide Footy League unique is having promotion up a division, which of course means relegation down. What that also means is that every game, every week counts. Anywhere else, our match today would be a dead rubber. Two teams out of contention playing out a disappointing year. Instead, it's two super desperate sides trying to avoid the drop to Division 2. Always in our top tier are great live stream sponsors. The Banner Crew, Buddy Bet, News, Sportal, Roller Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, Programs to Fit, Dartfitch, Sports Interactive, and the Mosley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's the 8th place Goodwood Saints and the 9th place St Peter's Old Collegians. Only one will be in Div 1 next season. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. Yes, round 15 action coming to you from the Goodwood Oval. My name's Phil Hearn. I'm joined by Tommy Javor. TJ, what are you expecting this afternoon?
Well, it's already happened. The cry of champ has come from the crowd at the opposition. But Phil, I'm a little bit of a disagreement with you. You talked about today being all about relegation. Yes, it is. That is stage one. But I'm a chess player. I've looked ahead 4 games. Good would win today. All of a sudden, with 5th place on only 6 wins, they've got Old Iggy's next week. They've got a home game the week after that. Broadview in the final round. They cannot look past today. It's not just about relegation day, it's about a sniff finals hope.
All right, well, in a game of chess we have bishops. We don't have saints, which we have for both today. Let's talk about Goodwood Saints first up. You're saying they could do anything this season, go down or go play finals.
That is 100% correct. I'd suggest with the way the draw looks, a win today almost certainly makes them certainly in Div 2. And there's been 3 certainties in life. Death Taxes and Goodwood in Div 1, the longest serving Div 1 team, as they come right behind us, right on cue. The Goodie Saints, they'll make a bit of noise too. They'll get on the broadcast. Holzbauer's back, I'm excited, but they can do anything. 4 wins takes them to 8.5. Broadview, Brighton, stuck on 6 with tough games today.
Just got a big whiff of liniment. That cleared the nostrils, lovely. The other Saints, St Peter's. Now, surely you're not saying they're finals hopefuls. For them, at least, it really is relegation or bust.
Yeah, they're finals hopeful for Div 2 next year, mate. If they lose today, it is all over for them, I believe.
Last time you were here, you said it was more a game of water polo than footy. Looks pretty good, Nick, today.
Yeah, last time I was here, it was 4 goals, 3 Goodwood, 2 goals, 15 PAC, and the oval was a quagmire filled with water on all areas. I think we'll see a much higher scoring game today.
It's been offered a beer. This is lovely. The last, not 5th quarter. Buddy Bet, gamble responsibly, folks. The last 2 times you've been here, TJ, you've called a draw. Now, in the Buddy Bet between us, just tell me you're going for a hat-trick of draws?
No chance, mate. Lightning won't strike 3 times. What am I offering you, Phil? I'm going to give you, because I've had a bit of a good run lately. The over-under is 117.5. What would you like, the over or the under?
I'll take the under.
All right, I'll take the over quite happily. Just looking for about an 11 goal to 8 game here, and Tommy should be home with that one. I'm excited, Phil. It's a big day for both clubs.
Bottom line, plenty coming up after the break.
Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And welcome back, everyone. We're inside this afternoon in the luxury that is the Goodwood Saints boardroom, and we always thank the Goodwood Saints who look after us beautifully, providing us. And if it was terrible conditions, we're really lucky. But actually pretty good conditions today, TJ. Oh, it looks a hard and fast deck.
It certainly does, mate. A complete contradiction to what it was last time, where 6 goals were scored for the day by the top team and Goodwood. Today, I've taken the over 117. You've taken the under, so I think we're going to get some fast, bouncy running play.
We'll soon find out. Alrighty, let's have a look at our 2 teams and how they're structured today. We have covered the top 4 teams for the past 3 weeks. This is going to be different. You have a look at the ladder. It's 8th versus 9th. Look at the premiership points and you think, okay, what does that mean? It really means St Peter's need 2 more wins than Goodwood to jump them into 8th. Hope Goodwood lose the rest of the season and go down. So Goodwood Saints favourite to stay. St Peter's must win for them. They lose this, 2.5 games back, 3 games to go. They can start playing Div 2. Speaking of which, here they come, the visitors this afternoon. We will talk about them in just a moment. But let's start, and there's Goodwood Saints coming out as well. We'll give you the season B grade scores a little bit later as well. But let's start by having a look at the Goodwood Saints season. You can see there are a lot of red for the losses, including 5 in a row early days. Last 5, it's been a mixture.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about, Phil. We talked about the pre-game. They win today. after, and you look at I'm pointing at the screen, the viewers can't see me. Look at 7, 8, 9. They won 7 and 9 last time. 6 points down to Port District. They get Port District home. Today isn't just about relegation. They can't look ahead. Today is keeping finals chances alive, and they are realistic final chances. Could they do the right thing over the next 2 weeks?
So what you're saying is we've got 4 games to go.
Yep.
That they could win 3 of those 4.
I'm saying they have to win all 4.
They could win all 4.
Yep.
They'd go to 8, 9 and 1.
No, they go to 8.5. Yeah.
8, 9 and 1. And
Percentage
that
doesn't matter.
8.5 wins would be enough to get them in, you reckon?
It's that half that's going to get them in because their percentage is far inferior to the 3 ahead of them.
Doesn't matter.
But it won't matter. And we talked about that a while back. And the 3 teams above them, Brighton, Broadview and Tea-Tree Gully, would all be heavy underdogs today. You'd expect them all to go down.
Well, I respect that you analysed Division 1 like no one else anywhere.
Well, that's why they give me a pie and a Coke each week, Phil.
Do they give you a sauce?
No sauce, mate.
No sauce.
No, I'm not,
You're saucy enough.
No, I'm not meant to have sauce anymore. You know,
Okay.
As you get old, you get the gout and stuff.
Very cool. Okay, let's move on to the team. Goodwood Saints. There's a few interesting names here. Mainly the one not there, number 21, Pavretto. Who's going to fill that kind of gap? They've had to do it a fair bit this season.
Yeah, the team on the screen looks a little bit different to the one I'm looking. No, I'm looking at the right one now. What impressed me last time I was here, when they drew with PAC, which was, ultimately was a win, was that back 2 of Carter and Luders, the 2 jacks. 2 jacks at the backs. They were fantastic.
4 changes. Jack Carter, Nick Burgess. He's huge, as in not physical-wise, but he's huge as in the impact he can have on this game. Lachlan Ryan and Lachlan Mathias came in for Aaron Serene, Liam Bennett, Charlie Pridham and Luke Heitman, who are out from last week's side, who lost to Glenunga by 63 points. Let's switch it over to the other Saints, St. Peter's Old Collegians. Have a look at their win. Have a look at their season. The round 11 win we covered. Last kick of the day stuff just about at Cataroo came from 3 goals down. Unfortunately, the wins have been few and far between, with 1 against Goodwood last time they met.
Yeah, I think what they're going to do after today, I'm tipping Goodwood today, is they're going to end up being a spoiler. They've already, that 2-point win over Brighton is going to cost Brighton a final spot. Today, they can cost, and I mean, who knows how to play it from here. They beat Goodwood today, they're going to cost Goodwood a final spot. So, everything you do in Div 1 comes with great responsibility, and what they'd be planning on more than anything else is getting a win today and giving themselves a chance to escape relegation zone.
You're saying we've got a chance, and right now Spock have that chance. Let's have a look at their lineup. And interestingly, when I looked at these 2 playing last time, back in round 6, of the 42 players, only 23 are back for the rematch. 12 of Goodwood's, 11 of St. Peter's. Almost half the side changed. The 5 changes for St. Peter's coming in: Sam Potter, Jordan Lockwood, Will Montgomery, Marcus Roberts, Charlie Dowling. Out, Nick Wilston, Ty Bedford, Will Carter, Hugo O'Leary and Marcus Roberts. Just been a year of constant change for Spock this season.
I think you know Marcus Roberts on both sides then, and I only know that because he...
In which case, instead of being 5 changes, there's 4.
Yeah, he is definitely, and he's probably arguably their best defender this year. Ask me what excites me, Phil.
What excites you about St. Peter's, TJ?
Oh, in general, long walks on the beach, late lunches. But Henry Stewart Rattray, 18-year-old out of college, multiple 1-vote getter in the Roll the Dice Player of the Year. He's got that electricity, that excitement, and he's the one I'll be watching for St. Peter's today.
And he kicked the game winner to beat Bryson.
We don't even rehearse, but that was very nice, mate.
Well done. Okay, so they're the teams as they're set up. Of course, there is one other team, as you can see them warming up now, and you get a little bit of look at the deck. The umpiring crew this afternoon: Liam Binning and Tony Simons. Also on a boundary, Andrew Roberts and Mark Pearce, and waving with a calico.
Mark who, sorry?
Mark Pearce?
Oh, did you say Pierce? Okay. Thought you said P-I-5-5.
No, Mark. Pierce off.
Pierce off Jackson.
Yeah, we've been there.
Don't tell me to.
Yeah, exactly. Rob, we're in that mood today, aren't we?
Yep.
Robert Arrigo and Lee Burns are the goal umpires.
How do you got?
In the other grades this afternoon, speaking of the umpires, here they come right now, having been introduced, and they make the grand entrance. C grade today, been a good day for the Goody Saints so far. The C's got up by 73 points, 15-18, 108 to 5-35. And that was the close one compared with the Bees, where Goodwood Saints 22-9, 141. Spock had one goal in mind, and they achieved that.
Yes.
1 goal, 3-9, a 132-point demolition.
We'll gloss over the B grade. The story is in the C's, my friend, because it was Michael Lawton who became the first player to play 400 games for Goodwood Saints. They've got 7 players who played 200. He now becomes the first to play 400. They did some amazing tributes to him. He's also the inclusive league coach, so he'll be on at 4:45 with his troops, but he'll be joining us in the second quarter for 10 minutes to have a chat. He's at home having a shower at the moment. Don't ask me how I know that. But he will be joining us in the second quarter. Can't wait to hear from a club legend.
Out and about, doing whatever it takes to get the important information.
How's this shot from James? James, get on your knees and take the shot. It's an absolute
James
beauty.
with our mobile camera. I reckon the last time we had that shot, there was nothing but brown. That's because they've actually, and this is an interesting one, TJ, the centre circle, are they going to bounce the ball there?
No, they're going to throw it up, and they are indeed going to put it there, as they did in the B grade. Makes it this side, the play's going to be out this side all day, which is wonderful.
Well, sometimes what I've seen at Sandfield level is they do 2 circles. They do the other get grades on the outside circle, but stay true to the middle for the A's.
Yep.
We'll see how that comes around. But yeah, look, Goodwood Saints, you mentioned in the pre-game, longest run. This is their 33rd straight season in the Adelaide Footy League. And if you need a marker on that, as we'll have the coin toss in a sec, that's when the Crows entered.
Yeah.
That's how long Goodwood Saints have been in
Having a
Div
look
1.
at the coin toss, they are the longest serving. And James Duncan, Jimmy Duncan, I'd like to have a beer with Duncan, because Duncan, well, he's not my mate, don't really know him, but he's kicking to the left of screen or the city end to the aid of a no-goal breeze. But it's always nice to win the toss. And Benny Holzbauer as well back. Benny commentated with me last time I was here.
And you got me instead for this week. All right.
He wasn't that good.
With the coin toss decided, last thing to have a look at, as thankfully the 2 minute to go siren goes, which means we can have a quick look around the rest of Division 1. Pointy end of the season, you are the Division 1 guru. Going to throw some games at you. Love your thoughts.
Hit me with your best shot.
Broadview hosting Glenunga.
This, and all day, every day you'd say Glenunga. No Abe Davis today. Very interesting to see how they do. A makeshift forward line. 4 guys up from the Bs. A window of opportunity for Broadview. Goodwood will be working for Glenunga. It's tipped Glenunga, but I smell the big upset of the year, possibly.
Well, is that my new aftershave? I'm not totally sure. Glenunga fans, if you're wondering, when are we going to see Glenunga? Don't worry. Next 2 games after this, we're going to Glenunga for some big matches there. Speaking of big teams, high-ranking teams, Prince Alfred lost last week, hosting Old Ignatians. How far, the Red Men?
76 points.
Thank you. 2 teams who really, really need a win. It's 4th versus 5th. Port District and Tea Tree Gully.
Yeah, it's hard to tip this one. It's at
Largs.
Largs, yeah. So you take Port District. They need to kick their season now.
Now, down Brighton Roadway, not at Sacred Heart, not at Brighton Oval, but at the Bay, the Glenelg Stratorama Stadium.
Yeah, Bananarama Oval.
Is there a TJ Pocket there?
Yeah. Well, mate, there's more than one there. I worked there for 5 years.
Okay. Sacred Heart Old Collegians, Brighton Bombers.
Sacred Heart by 6 to 8 goals. They are impressive.
Okay. And this game, we've already had a talk. Buddy bet, gamble responsibly. You think hard deck, high scoring, plus 117. I've gone the unders because that's how Buddy bet works. You have your mate, and you are a mate, I believe, and we will just bet against each other.
Yep.
Goody Saints, St. Peter's, who you got?
Goodwood. In a game that I expect to be reasonably close early. It won't be a high-scoring game. It could well be 11 goals to 9 in favour of Goodwood. But what do we really know? The players could tell the story.
To get us underway, you're with Tommy Javor.
And it's Big Geordie Lockwood versus Banana Rana again. Angus Rana, quick kick off the ground. First clearance to an open forward line, which you don't see a lot of Goodwood on the postage-style size of the ground. Stiff tackle. Oh, that was stiff. That reminded me of this morning. And we'll have a ball up half-forward flank, St. Peter's.
Ray and Gray at the bottom of that pack.
Who, sorry?
Ray and Gray? Ryan Gray?
Oh,
probably Ryan Gray with my spelling. That's the first one I got to check. Anyway, it is going to be Goodwood Saints 3. You call the footy, I'll go check.
Sorry, mate, you've just thrown me off. Okay, Goodwood come to the near wing right in front of us, so it's going to be there all day. Good high-flying mark there. Good start. That's Jesse Johnson, double J. Impressed me last time he played. Young fella. Just got a moustache, just starting to come into its own. Right in the wing, right in front of me. He goes long to half forward, into the shooting area, the danger area, hot spot if you will. and we'll have a ball up right alongside the 50. It's unusual because you can see people kicking goals from outside what might be a 50, but you couldn't last time we were here.
So in addition to your commentary skills, TJ, you're a coach extraordinaire. I was going to ask you, when you tell your kids to kick to the hot spot, where do you tell them to kick?
Depends where they are on the ground, but not at the top of the square, further out than that.
Okay,
So
St.
it can't be
Peter's,
spoiled through.
quick transition, they're inside 50. And Stuart Rattray kick around the body.
Yep, that's who I'm
pretty low
excited to see.
percentage shot. It's still going. It's out of bounds on the full and halfway down the street.
He's exciting. He's young. He could be the one. Thanks, Rattray. It's in the bloody tennis courts.
Poor Jack Carter's have to go and fetch the footy high up the hill.
Yeah.
I thought they actually, look, I've got to be honest. Of course, I was thinking there's no Sandful today, but of course, thinking no Sandful, fantastic, great crowds to the Adelaide Footy League. So what do our friends over in Melbourne do? They schedule a Saturday afternoon Adelaide Oval AFL match.
Camrys are on, aren't they?
They're correct. As the Goodwood Saints kick, intercepted by James Duncan. And that number 18 is Ryan Gray. Yeah, Ryan. Let me correct that later. Okay, here goes St. Peter's.
You've made the name Ryan very hard today.
Yes.
50
So if you
shades.
just joined us, no score as yet. Spills out of bounds. Will be a throw-in
Well, it'd be a bigger crowd today. It doesn't look like there's
because
going to be any rain.
of the Adelaide Oval AFL game.
It's always, and again, it looks, you can get a shot on this side. There's always plenty of people on this side of the ground. The outer side, which I've watched plenty of games of at Goodwood and had a couple of sodas in my time, and yeah, it's a good viewing area.
Yeah, look,
It's
if
good
I
viewing
was
ground.
if I was in charge of Aussie rules football, I would have no AFL games on a Saturday afternoon.
And bullet like Plus there, that's Connor Fairley, the son of a gun. He has laced out quite nicely Jesse Johnson. You can see that leading pattern pushing up this wing. He's a good aerobic athlete, Jesse Johnson. One of the weaknesses I sort of cited from my small snapshot of what I've seen of him is his shooting for goal. Make a lie at me and just lace it post height from 50 now, Jesse. Look at the St. Peter's player, Phil. So I know you're looking down. He's gone back 20 metres. He's going to run straight at him.
He's taking a longer run up than the player kicking the
I've
ball.
not seen this in a while. He's actually going to. Well, it's going to be very interesting. Oh, he had another couple of metres to go. That's what happened when you go that far back. Like I said, Phil.
He went right post, it came left.
Jesse Johnson, first blood for Goodwood. A beautiful kick from 50. Again, I think the Spock player played that a bit wrong. He marked that 48 out, and he ended up standing the mark. And he gave away too much distance. He actually stands about 42 out. He gave away the 6 metres he needed to get it touched on the line. Yeah.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah.
Well, not nicely done in the case of Spock.
No, he's got that wrong. The young, who was that, number 7? That was the captain too. So,
9th game, 7th goal. 4 games in succession he's managed to bag one, and he's got in early this afternoon. Played some footy at Devonport, West Coburg, Castlemaine and the Tassie Mariners.
here's the excitement machine. Holzbauer hits it frontal, full on, traps the ball, finds it. Good players do that. Somehow it bobbles up like the cork in the ocean. Quick forward kick, diving effort there. Good effort there by Matthew Lachlan. How are you pronouncing it? I'd say Matthias.
Yeah, let's go with Matthias.
Yeah, Matthias Middle-Durin.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
Tomato.
Yeah, quick tap, ground level. They get the handle. They extract it out through Dykeman. Dykeman backwards. They go to Burgess. Nick Burgess. A bit of a wobble, a bit to the danger area, front and centre.
Oh.
Tom Lynch, I think it is. No, it's Lachlan Ryan. And Lachlan Ryan is Johnny on the spot, and he has kicked a point, Phil. Looked good for me, didn't
He kicked a point.
it? from 2 metres out. Maybe take possession of
kicked
it.
a what?
When it comes off, it's good. But it's not as effective when you stuff
Jason
it up.
Dunster would be having kit. I can't believe that.
Yeah, kicked it out a bit out.
Can someone get me an optometrist number so I can book an appointment? Because
Yeah.
I think like everyone else, you kick the ball that close, you just assume it's a goal. And glad the goal umpires awake because
You leave that stuff to your Gaelic football types, your Johnny Boris's, your Kenny and Jason Faze, your Tommy Javors. I'll get it done.
What would Coach Javors say about that?
I don't mind it. I like flair and I like fast ball movement. And if he believes he could have kicked it,
Okay.
you can do that.
All right.
It bounced up beautifully in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I've kicked a lot of goals like that,
And I mean,
mate.
by the time you do control it, you risk fumbling it over the line. You risk
You get-
running it over before you get booed on ball. So it was
You don't want to
probably
get tackled in that goal.
It was
Phil.
probably the high percentage kick to have. But anyway, it's 1-1 Goodwood. Spock need a shot on goal. They haven't even managed. Stuart Rattray, well, his was out on the full, didn't register.
Just a chain there from Charlie Allen, Hamish Allen. The Allens, we'll call them. Allen! There's no Steve out there. As they go long down to the pocket. Best position in front was the Spock player. And spoiled out there, but it might be Lynch, who I called the other blood nut Lynch, but that's Lynch down back. I'd suggest, bless you. I don't know if you got that on the effects mic. Hugo's blowing out all sorts of things from his nose. But apart from that, he looks well. Bowling 45 out.
Mate, there's certain commentary secrets we shouldn't be sharing.
No.
Let's have the mystery about the art.
Beautiful pick-up and good tackle. Good all-round football there. Feel for the young, that might be Rat Ray, is it? I'm not sure who it is down there who got tackled quickly, but he did take the ball at pace, took the game on. Goodwood Saints, they'll look to clear, they'll come this way. Good cover there by Benny McGill.
And meanwhile, Jack Carter takes a bounce and heads in the opposite direction towards the tennis club pocket, finds a teammate. He'll bring it back in board to Josh Goodwin. And I really don't know what I was on when I typed these names up, TJ. I'm sorry, because I'm looking at my list and there's interesting names all over the shop. Okay, long kick inside 50. Skara comes in from behind. He really was playing more spoiler than attacker. And in the end, it's going to be a Spock free kick in front of our Sportal scoreboard, which shows Saints, which is kind of confusing today. Saints 117, Spock nothing.
Saints are definitely going to win. What
I'm
I've
just
noticed,
glad you
mate,
didn't make that your buddy bet. I would have had some difficulty.
Good lead up and beautiful, good strong mark there. Lachlan Matthias, middle Iridan. No, we'll leave that alone. Left foot. It's a long kick down to the one-on-one. That's what forwards like. Good defence there from Spock, just man on man. Quick kick out. He just needs to lift the low there. He had players.
There was an open player. Just needed half a second more to look at him because he had the right direction. Just needed the depth.
Oh, excuse me. The Spock player looking down at the mark, but I'll call it good vision. I'm not sure he was going for the player there. Is it Connor Fairley?
Tommy Anderson.
Tommy Anderson, Mr. Anderson. But now Phil, I cannot help but draw back to the last time I was here. PAC and Goodwood, and no kick. And I mean no kick for the day went more than 35
So you're
metres.
saying nothing. Well, we've already seen one from how
60,
far out?
Yeah, it's a bit of an easier watch here. I mean, the other got last back. Geez, they cracked in. And it's a beautiful start for Goodwood. Tommy Anderson gets there second with a beautiful deliberate approach and goal. It's Goodwood 2-1, just settling the nerves nicely. Spock yet to score, and not, to be fair, offering a lot.
Yeah, Burgess Anderson, that's been a great combination over recent times. Anderson, 14th game, fourth goal. Just a couple of ones here or there, and it's looking ominous if you're a Spock fan right now. Ominous?
You said ominous.
Did I?
Yeah,
okay.
that's good. Tommy Anderson coming off the wing
it's
there.
It's looking alarming.
Yeah, it certainly is. So on the wings as well. Just always interesting with the wings because they're not wide at Goodwood. They're almost midfielders. We've got Skara, who plenty of experience, and Anderson, two experienced
Well,
players.
especially the on the wing, they're in the centre bounce even before the midfield half are. Anyway, in the tea saucer, Goodwood trying to clear it, and as usual, Ben McGill trying. And Spock do get it with a bouncing ball that beats the centre half forward. Running onto it beautifully was Bay, but up to the task were the Goodwood Saints defence in Ryan Gray. Lays a pretty imposing tackle. Spock yet to have any real space inside forward 50 or a marking target. I'll go with the ruck tab. I'll give that one to Geordie Lockwood.
Yep.
And we'll go again. In the northwest pocket here. It is a north-south oval here at Goodwood. Bit of interesting place to find between a train and tram line, but if you know, you know. Goodwood Saints go forward. Getting back to that first was Belperio. He's had it, lost it, and probably a bit lucky there for Saints to get the free because Goodwood.
I was kicking in danger.
They were understood the free was there, no discussion, but just the fact that Goodwood were pushing and Saints defence were under a bit of pressure and before the kicking in danger happened. Belperio to the middle. He's found Lockie de Cesare, and Spock are going to go forward.
Yeah, Johnny Vroder's very quiet so far. He's been their best player this year by quite the stretch. And just repelling the attack nicely is Skara on that lovely left foot. Very economical, very effective. They take it on. That's Dykeman. Dykeman just gets the ball rolling forward right in front of us. That's right in front of me. Look at the camera. Bit of experience there from the senior commentator.
Well, when I call in the mobile media centre and I can't see a third of the field, you get used to it.
It was Benny McGill taking over. Lockwood in best position. Neither ruckman gets a tap. Brodos goes up and down and achieves nothing. And we're going to have another ball up.
Yeah, I get the feeling it's the kind of there's going to be a few people with a few grazers today.
Going to be able to knock the ball out, get it clear, and get it running really well. That's why I think my overs bet's probably a pretty safe one, to be honest. Although they can tie it up at Goodwood.
Well, 11 minutes, 13 points. I think would be in front now, but it's early days.
Yep. Here he is. Was that?
Yeah, it was Rodos.
Rodos.
Inside the pocket. And unlike Prince Alfred, which has a real dead pocket in the Melbourne Street pocket, this is a tight pocket. You can't get lost in that pocket.
No,
anything in there is a shot on goal.
Well, you know the name of that pocket, Phil, don't you?
Don't tell me that
is indeed.
That's it.
That is the one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tom and Javor pocket.
And we're just going to have a ball up there. Good tackling. Umpire's found it free.
I haven't got another name for it, so I'm going to have to call it the Tommy Javor pocket all afternoon.
I'm not going to lie, Phil, not a lot of goals scored here at Goodwood.
I've got the chicken barbecue pocket, the scoreboard pocket, the tennis club pocket, and yes, the Tommy Javor pocket.
My last Division 1 reserves game was at Goodwood Saints, round 18, 2010.
Okay, and who was that for?
Paynham.
Paynham?
Yeah.
Yep.
Coaching the C's, played B's. And Tyson, and of course, Goodwood had won 5 in a row. Round 18, Paynham, 1 win for the year. Beat them with a kick after the siren, thanks to Radetti, Tyson Radetti.
Okay. So is there a Tyson Radetti pocket here?
He was in that pocket too. Might be probably a better kick than my point in the B grade that day.
O'Leary's kick. We're waiting for Spock to do something. They're inside forward 50. They got half a chance. But Goodwood Saints defence so far has been up to every single challenge thus far in the first 12 and a half minutes of this game. Now, that's an interesting
Last
one.
Possession.
It is. The umpire saw it. Charlie Allen's going to send Spock forward into the pocket.
Oh, dear.
And that's a pretty poor decision. Easy to say up here, but all the same. If you're going to go into pockets, it had better be a good kick. Jack Carter has it. Love Goody Saints, numbers on the front. Should be compulsory across all footy codes.
Good spot there by St. Peter's. Quick handball there, and 2 grabs. And there's that man, Nick Michaels. He is small. I mentioned it in the weekly wrap. I did tag him as a B grader last year because he's very, very creative. Threw my best defender on him, my best small defender.
So because I was about to say, your last game was 2010, you tagged him last year, but you put a tagger on him.
As
Coach Javor.
Yeah.
As Coach
Fork Lununga. He'll kick this too. He's a very good. He doesn't waste opportunities, Nick Michaels. Lining up from 35 out, mark it in the footy budget. That is a goal. Goal umpire does not move. He makes the most of his opportunities. It's his first. It's their first, and it's game on and buddy bet on. Phil Herden.
Yep. Nick Michaels, Walkerville Cats Junior, not too far from Walkerville to St. Peter's, just across the Torrens, 6th game for the season, 11th goal, kicked 5 last week against Old Iggy's.
He got best.
Almost feel like saying who doesn't, but that's a little unfair.
Phil.
Can we just rewind that? Where's our 7-second dump button? But he was their best with the 5 goals last week in what was a very important win for Spock. Keeps the flame going. They hope to keep it going with another win today.
Gee, if imagine they didn't have that points discrepancy, this would be to go ahead of Goodwood. But anyway,
yep.
Neither here nor there. And the ball is bobbed straight down there. It's good contest between Rana and Lockwood so far.
As someone who's been an administrator, I'm hoping that they get relegated not because of that. They get relegated by, if they do get relegated, it's likely that it's not because of that. It's because of other losses, and it was too big a gap anyway.
Well, a loss today will certainly ensure that. And just working back, judging the flight a little bit better was number 9 for Goodwood. That's Jack Luders. Haven't called his name yet. Of course, he's son of Roger. I met Roger. Roger was downstairs.
Roger's here.
Yeah, 1983, glamourful footy. Maybe had the long mullet.
He was Tony Modra before there was Tony Modra.
100% he was.
And both Westies boys.
And he's now bald as a badger. But anyway.
Well, I think that's only fair. So much hair.
He'd have to be 60, so it's probably fair enough. And, good judgment there by Benny McGill. He just stood there, and he's not the biggest man, and judged it beautifully. He took the mark, and he'll come inboard. Well, line of goal down to that point post. They're pretty obsessed with that, and Goodwood just reading it well. It looks like it has to be Tom Lynch. Either Tom Lynch or a ring-in. Down back, takes a mark. Reliable as ever, going across the face. Dangerous-ish kick to not gain much, but they have transferred it across the other side. The problem with transferring the play across the other side, you put in 3 seconds of running and 18 players are across the other side. And they've had 5 touches and gone absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, it's with Dykesman at the moment.
Adam Jeffries, who coached here 3 or 4 years ago, actually didn't play wings, played 8 in defence. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, and he's part of our crew now, isn't it, Adam?
Oh, yeah, of course he is,
He's
yeah.
going to be part of our finals, potentially.
He certainly is.
Ollie Johnson down the wing. A little push-off by Hales. Barrenpo says that's fine. Saints are off in waves. Got a target up forward. That's Heitman. Too far out to score, maybe. I'm just not totally sure if that is actually a full 50-metre arc. Irrelevant anyway, because Jay Cleland has marked. Chamajura, keep the goals coming, fellas. We are at the 16-minute mark, and the Saints are going to line up for their third. Cleland's first.
Oh, I think he's a 3-point player. Might even be a 4-point player, Cleland. Must have played some league footy last year, did he?
I can probably tell you that.
So you don't like to use the term paid player. He's one of their highly credentialed players. You'd expect him to put it through 45 metres out straight in front. They train here from training a lot. Nice approach, head over the ball. Awkward kick, and it's disgusting, really.
Oh, that was just a pass into the pocket.
That was really
to set
awful.
this
Yeah.
play up.
Good tackle. Well done, Benny McGill. He's impressed me early, Benny. He has a crack, doesn't he?
He does indeed.
Got a little pineapple on his head.
There was a paper or something that said, who was the finest helmeted player that you'd seen?
Kevin Harris.
Kevin, he'd be up on my list. One man, we did a banner for one of his games, Woodfield Cheer Squad, if you want to get Kevin
He hit
Harris.
100 in the waffle one year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And we're talking 82 or 81.
Yep.
God, we're old. Steve
Yep.
Curtis as well, Port Adelaide. Love
He had a
Stevie
milestone.
Curtis.
We just put one man brick wall, Kevin Harris.
Yeah. He had legs like tree trunks, didn't
Yeah.
he? The original Greg Phillips legs.
Part of that magic 86 season, which seems like not too long ago, and in actual fact, it's 37 seasons.
Yeah, we are old. Really interesting play there. I thought Josh Goodwin did enough, shook the tackle, got the kick away. The umpires pinged him on time, too long to get rid of it. It's going to be hard to be consistent on that one during the day, but again...
That's what you don't want to go down on your knees. You can see the divot that's been left.
Blood rule is imminent there for young number 48. That's
Yeah.
Charlie Dowling. And that's 25? No, it's a turn.
There's been some action off the field.
It's downfield, 2.5 metres.
Yes.
Back to Dowling. Skills are okay.
Through the cricket pitch. Good to see St. Peter's going down the guts. Have they got a target? No. Goodwood Saints defender got a hand up. It spills Charlie Allen. Oh, jeez.
Skills are good.
How do I'll give an A for the pickup. And I don't think I've got a grade low enough for the kick. And again, we do need someone behind that goal to go and fetch the footy.
Reminding me of my court cards. A, he's witty, he's intelligent, but he doesn't shut up. Talks about footy all day. C for attitude. Doesn't actually do his work. Yeah.
Funny, but...
Yeah, could you shut him up? No, we can't. That's why we send him to school. Anyway, here I am talking away. Long out of defence. Goodwood Saints come to the far wing. Good mark. Nice hit up. That might be a big Cleland, is it? Not sure, but it comes in board with a compact little kick to Anderson, who's just, as a defensive winger, it's just worked back. He goes to Holzbauer. Why wouldn't you? Just slipped, though. Big Holzbauer was Cleland who started off, and Spocky sent it over. All
right, here comes. They're having their share of inside 50s, but they're going into there's no system to it. There's a lot of bombing in, there's a lot of going to pockets, and Goodwood Saints, and this reminds me when I saw them play Broadview here, their defence was stellar, and it took Broadview about 3 quarters to work out how to break it. By then, Goodwood Saints had got the first 5 goals of the game. It was all but over. And just your question before on Cleland, yes, he is a 3-point player, finally found it.
And just got a beautiful quick handball there, 3-on-1 if they play it right, not clean, running through, Ron Weasley at pace, round with... I forgot his name.
Lockie Ryan.
Lockie Ryan. There's a bit of Ron Weasley about it.
That'll stick, you know.
I've bought my wrong folders. I haven't got all the old nicknames. That may have been his nickname. Who knows?
Okay.
And good frontal pressure there on the mark, and they'll go long and wide. Yeah, just on your point there, they do defend well. Good. You'd expect their structures to be fantastic on this ground.
Correct.
Because it's like a few others in Div 1.
It's different enough that you need to adjust your style to it. As St. Peter's are going, this time they actually had a leading player they went to.
They're out.
That's Michaels, who's weaving and ducking, and is Gonski.
If I was Michaels now, I'd get myself right off the field and drag myself. He had 2 handballs to give there.
Yeah.
That was rubbish football.
And look, that's what happens when you're not playing good footy as a team. You're not winning too much.
Yeah.
You're behind in the game.
Yeah.
going that extra element, trying to take it on. I understand where he's coming from, TJ, but yeah, there was a goal butchered on that occasion.
Yeah, mate, that reminded me when Katie takes her dress off at night. And like the blood runs away from my head, and I make bad decisions. And you've got to be calm.
Now,
you've got to breathe.
For those who know you, they know who.
That is my wife.
I was about to say they know who Katie is. That requires a little bit of context.
Not just anyone named Katie. All right, they'll go high. Let's focus on the footy, Phil. I get distracted real easy. Rana, yeah, good play, Rana. Rana's first half against PAC, he was best on ground. Did that really well behind the play.
Yeah.
Good aerobic capacity from the big man. He does move very well.
All right, 19 points in totality scored, 21 minutes. We need about a point and a bit per minute for you to get up, TJ, and your buddy bet today.
We just need one high-scoring quarter, mate.
Not high-scoring quarter. You reckon they'll break it? Well, this is the chance because it's with Tommy Anderson. Look at everybody off. It's like someone said free beer down behind the goals.
I'm out.
Because we were offered some beers during our pre-game this afternoon, which hasn't happened to me yet.
And I said no, Ripley's, believe it.
And you said no, which is another,
you might have said
there are
no
reasons. I said no on your behalf.
Hugo O'Leary just escorts the ball over the line out there. Well done, Hugo. Some interested onlookers out there as well. It's great to see the locals out here, of course. Yeah. Exciting times.
They look very comfy and in for the duration in those chairs.
Johnny Vrodos, quick hands, no one in particular. Oh, no, dancing out of it beautifully. It was a Spock player there. And down the line, finds maybe Charlie Doling, yes. Hopefully he hasn't got bleeding knees from that scrape he had. And his kick looks a bit better. He looks for...
I didn't mind that. At least there was a leading player. Yeah. Kudos to Louis Whitelock, the veteran, making sure that he got a hand to force the throw in.
Former captain, to quote Louis, captain back when we used to win premierships. Love you, Lou.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to set players up like that.
He's an absolute star.
Spock are trying to get it at ground level. They've got a kick, I reckon. That's Stuart Rattray. High kick. Wind will not have any effect. And it will be thumped through behind. It is 1-1-7, 2-1-13. It feels like Goodwood Saints are in front by more. In reality, it's just one goal.
The old English cricket team, moral victory stuff. Feels like we won the Ashes. Interesting, I'm not seeing from the Spock forward line, if putting my forward line coach hat on, no tick leads, no leading up at the ball carrier. It's all bang it in or trying to get the ball going backwards towards goal. You've got to do the meat and potatoes before you have the sugars and sweets, mate. That's my only advice.
You can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
You don't have your pudding if you can't eat your meat.
That's it. Well, that's what Pink Floyd used to say.
Okay, that's what Ted
Another brick in the wall, I think it was.
Okay. They'll come out this way, and they're not pushing up. Michaels will push up, but they're out here. They're out near side, and they'll come out through Rehan Gray, as you call him. We'll go with Ryan.
Ryan, it is Ryan. Sorry, that's Ryan.
And here comes Johnny Brodos. Head of steam. He just goes bang, but
Zach Luders with a throther.
Luders, It's interesting, isn't it? Dad swarming. No, Dad was a glamour high-flying forward. He's a dour defensive back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Together they make quite a combo. If you ever put both of them at their prime together.
Yeah, they stand each other.
Yeah. Maybe that's how it happened at some point. Anyway, Goodwood Saints trying to get the clearance. Haltzbauer, good pick up. Hand pass into some space, hoping one of his teammates can run onto it. No one really gets a clearance. There's a hard tackle by Ollie Johnson on Charlie Dowling, who...
Get a free. Dowling's been
At least that's a softer part of the ground. He's got himself another free. Centres the ball. That's dangerous. Oh, gee, that took a really good Spock bounce. Belperio.
Benny Belperio. He got the luck, but then that's that thing, Phil. He's going to... No one's Marcus Bontempelli out there, but lower the eyes, have a look. There's got to be something there.
If you were saying... I mean, look, they're only a goal down. They could kick a goal shortly and tie it up and make us look silly, but, gee, you've got to be frustrated.
Yep. Here's a lead up. Here it is. Pretty simple football, front and centre. I'll tell you what it looks like, Phil, at the moment. It's just balls bobbing around, and they're going to clear it.
The man who went up for the mark has come down a little sore.
Yeah, Louis Whitelock, high up and under, down the line.
He's not
You follow him, I'll follow the player. Lockie Matthias.
Stuart Ratway was the one who went up, and he's just... He's going to be okay, I think.
High tackle. Now, I don't want to sound disrespectful, Phil, but I'll tell you what this looks like at the moment. It looks like 8th versus 9th. Just skill-wise.
Well, that's good. That's what it is. As long as it's not 9th versus 10th, that would be a problem.
Yeah, you can't go.
That was last week.
Can't go to the Royal Show and say it's Disneyland. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, just accept it.
It's a fair metaphor, by the way, by me.
That is a. Put that one in the pool room or.
Well, it only works out here though, and we've had a.
I mean, I grew up as a Woodville fan, as you know.
Yeah.
And our biggest games each
Pekka.
year was when we played West Torrens.
Yeah, because
And they were usually 8th, 9th, 10th,
Ninth,
but they were
10th, yeah.
games both teams expected to win, and of course there's no relegation.
Yeah.
But they were the biggest games of the season.
And you know what? I always took an interest in them. You had your Blighty, Ralphie Saw, and on the other side you had
Kevin McSporran.
Lee Robson, Buff Tyrrell.
Yeah. Buff Tyrrell was a Woodville guy.
Yeah, no.
You're speaking of Scruff, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
I was throwing both teams' names out there.
Yeah.
Buff Tyrrell was, of course, Chris McDermott's favourite footballer. Yeah, played with one eye. But
Some
let's-
great people have been Woodville fans. Bruce McAvaney, Chris McDermott. Went on to bigger and better things.
Lynchy there with a long ball. They're out here. Finds his fellow
Off he
bloodnut.
goes.
Yeah. Pat Fay, is it? Pat Fay will have a barrel, but it counts for nothing. It's 2-1 plays 1-1 at quarter time here, Phil. If you could take us to the great, I'm going to go find our guest.
Okay, Nick Michaels, the sole goal scorer for St. Peter's Old Collegian. Lockie Ryan, a.k.a. Ryan, before, and Jesse Johnson, the other goal scorer. It's a tight one. It's an entertaining one. It's Goodwood Saints 2-1-13, St. Peter's 1-1-7. We'll take a break. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back to Goodwood Oval, quarter time between the Goodwood Saints and St. Peter's. It is the home side Saints 2-1-13, the visiting Saints 1-1-7. Second quarter just about a minute away. Tommy Javoy has gone to get a special guest. Just give me a quick second because I did have a score coming up. And one of the games that didn't have a score board. Anyway, can tell you around the grounds, Glenunga are leading Broadview by 8 points, 4-2-26 to 3 straight 18 by Broadview. Prince Alfred, Old Ignatians, it's 27-7 at quarter time, and it's Sacred Heart leading Brighton by just the 3 points at the moment. At that particular occasion. The Port District Tea Tree Gully game is the one that I'm struggling with at the moment. No scorebug on the coverage. We'll aim to get that to you when I get a sec. Second quarter, though, about to get underway. No breeze, so it's not really a case of let's see what the other team can do with it, but we're underway, second quarter. St. Peter's in the blue. The Old Collegians going to the right of your screen. The hometown Goody Saints in the black, the gold, the red, the white. Going to the left through the cap there, captain in Holsborough. Here's a man who's been really busy today in Lockie. Ryan G, he looks an excitement machine. Wheels around, gets the kick away. Inside forward 50, finds a target. That's Ryan Dykesman in front of the tennis club rooms. He's going back and saying, I know this 50-metre arc isn't really 50, and I can kick the distance. Oh, that was just faking every but lovely kick into the pocket. Just missed the target of Jesse Johnson. It goes out of bounds. I'm pretty sure without being touched, it wasn't. And it's going to be a St. Peter's Old Collegians kick going to Ben McGill. So McGill from the back line. It looks like we've got a guest joining us shortly. I'll just let them set themselves up for a sec. Mark's been taken by Angus Runner. Gentlemen, you haven't missed a thing except a Goodwood pass into the pocket. We're 1 minute into the second quarter. No change to the quarter time score. Goodwood Saints 2-1-13. St. Peter's 1-1-7. And as Spock clear momentarily, TJ, you've got a special guest for us.
I sure do. Apologise if we missed some play-by-plays, but we'll certainly still try and call the game. Very rarely we like to use the word legend, but this man is a legend today. He became the first player to play 400 games. Welcome to the broadcast, Michael Lawton.
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic, mate. You are an absolute star. The stories I've heard are unbelievable. I was taken back by the video the boys all made on Facebook. Take us through. How did the 400th go? Did you have a win? Did you kick a goal? What happened?
Well, yeah, we had a win, which is awesome. So, got on the end of a couple, so pretty happy.
Nice.
I was happy just getting a kick, though, I've got to say.
Nice when the boys look after you. Spock just scored it out of bounds, mate. 400 games. What year did you start?
91 for me. Probably got to correct you, though. There is another player at the club played more than me.
Oh, who's that?
Nick O'Connell, who's
Okay.
a great mate of mine, 526
Oh,
games.
okay.
So,
You're basically a rookie then.
well, I pretty much am. He's miles ahead of anyone. So,
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Are you
effort,
going to be able to catch him?
No, not a
recognise
chance.
that one.
Not a chance, mate. I'll,
Ball up half forward line here. Quick smothered. It looks like a lot of stoppages at the moment. They're coming out here. Spock's first real meaningful chance. Louis Whitelock, it looked like it was that smothered the ball. Back to you though, mate. You would have seen it's been a rich era of Goodwood. Now the longest serving Div 1 club. What's your favourite moment, mate? There's 5 premierships in a row in there. So
obviously the A grade at 5 in a row is pretty awesome. But the I've got the stubby hold here. 2014 A1s won it. The reserves
won it, and the C's won it, and the
C
18s
grade
as well.
and the under 18s. So it was
Yeah.
mate, unbelievable. So
Yes.
and it was good celebrations for a few weeks.
Yeah, and you went back to back as well, didn't you? 2015. Oh no.
We've been back to back. The A grade 5 in a row was pretty special.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, love the club and the people here. So I'm very, very, very lucky, to be honest.
Good. We're just going forward here, Phil, and it's that man, Jesse Johnson. Now, as I said, the only thing he needs to work on is his kicking, and he did a great job in the first quarter. You would have seen a bit more of Jesse. Is he going to kick it? It's a tough shot from there.
No, I think he's got this one.
Oh,
I've got to put him down.
the expert saying.
The expert.
All right. I'm going to, we'll just.
Well, it's a relative thing compared with us two.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think he's looking pretty confident.
He does. We'll let you call this one, Phil. And I've got 3 or 4 rapid fire questions for our super guest.
Johnson comes in. He did lead earlier and the target was missed. Now he's coming in from inside 50 from the tennis club pocket. It's high. It's probably going to fall short.
Set it up for someone else.
They do that to you all the time, mate.
Pass.
Welcome to commentary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You guys are doing well, by the way, I've got to say.
Thank you very much, mate. They come down the line there. I need to take this back. Nicky Michael's pushing all the way up. I've got I've got Liam, the cameraman's head right in the way. He's even got rid of his bouffant. We're going to have a ball up. All right, you ready for some quick ones, mate? Best player you've seen at Goodwood?
Probably Jason Goods, I've got to say.
Yep.
He's pretty Very good player.
I work in footy. We get this one from the kids all the time. Who's your best friend at Goodwood?
I don't have one, to be honest. I don't have any friends here.
400 games, you think you would have made friends with one of them.
No,
You stick it around until you find one.
No, probably Nick O'Connell. He's been
Yeah.
a good mate for a lot of different reasons. So, probably Nick. He's been fantastic. So
We'll come back. Jacob Heitman just getting in the back there. Should push it long. It's an ugly-looking mongrel kick. It's anyone's ball. And it just hits the ground there. But Holzbauer, is it into open space? Not quite. Oh, he's cheering. He's been
Come on,
getting
Benny.
this. Benny, he's my favourite Goodwood player, by the way, if anyone's asking me. And I like Louis as well. Obviously, a durable, great athlete, superstar, former premiership captain. So plays tall, plays small. But anyway.
I like your choices.
Yeah. Mate, something that's close to my heart. I work a lot in the disability space. You are the coach of the inclusive team. That's one of the reasons why I want to get you up here, mate, because it shows the character. You're giving back to the club and giving to these the purest form of football, people that play purely for love. How good is it?
Well, I've got to say, they give me probably more than what I give them, I've got to say, to be honest. Just an amazing bunch of guys, and they're just love for the game, love for the club. We've recruited a few players this year that just have been here for pretty much 5 minutes, but they're not going anywhere. They love it here. So,
Yep.
Can I ask a question? With that, it's all about getting out and playing the game, but you're also in a competition where finals are coming up.
Yep.
Where's the balance between wanting to do well and just participating?
For me, to be honest, mate, the finals thing doesn't worry me too much. We'll still rotate our players as we normally do.
I bet it worries them, though. I bet they want to win.
You know what? Yes, it probably does. But then there's guys just happy suiting up and putting the jumper on and getting out there. So for me, it's still, we'll rotate our team pretty heavily and give everyone a go. I love it, mate. So it's probably one of the best things I've done.
How many teams are there at the moment? Sorry to take over TJ's questioning, but how many teams is in your comp?
6, is it?
We've got 7, I think.
7,
There's a buy in there. I think we've got 7.
Kilburn have got one now.
Yeah,
Eastern Park.
Kilburn we play tonight.
Kenilworth have had one forever.
Yep, Kenilworth are very good at what they do.
Salisbury.
Yep, Salisbury,
Christie's.
Teacher Gully. And Teacher Gully we have a great connection with, I suppose, and those guys there, we play in the right spirit. It's great comp. So
No score, additional score from quarter time at the 7-minute mark. Good thing we got you in for this interview, mate.
Yeah,
not
it's
a lot
good.
happening.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
they'll repel again.
Tommy Lynch doing his things down there.
Yeah, we like Tom because he's easy to work out who he is when he gets the ball.
Oh,
It can be very hard. Hype when there's it tackle. No, that's Ridgewell taking down the umpire swarms, and that means I'm going to get the arrests out and do that funny
Of course,
signal.
I don't agree with that one. But
Nah, I've been doing it all day. This is Marcus Roberts, one of my favourite Spock players from the Roberts family, of course. We'll just see how they go. This forward thrust here, it's all Goodwood back there, I think, and they spoil each other in the end. At ground level, they take possession, but good follow-up play there. And a ferocious tackle. We'll see if on Oliver Johnson we'll see another ball up. Yeah, look, it's a while back now. Our last 2 games I've been here, I've commentated 2 draws. Probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was a draw against Port District, where I discovered how important what you do is and what your team. When they came out, it was the biggest draw of the day.
Yep.
Both teams lined them. They come out, the energy, the excitement, as we've just got a holding the ball, a good tackle there, and be a shot on goal for St. Peter's. But the excitement and the connection between your A grade and your inclusive team and your B grade and your C grade. I've had Goodwood beat me in a grand final, but I'm envious of the way your club does it, mate. You can't help but applaud what a great club you are.
Well, I'm obviously very biased,
Yep.
but I think it's been fed down for a lot of the years. Chip in,
that's okay. I was going to say, because we just crossed back to the game for a moment, because this is, if successful, the kick from James Higgins is possibly too tight.
Yeah.
We'll come in now.
Side
I
of
think
the
that's about
boot.
40 out, and
You happy with that?
Yeah, I actually
It's
said
the myth.
side of the boot. I was
back to you, gentlemen.
all over it.
Yeah, so you talk about how...
No, but I think even from Luke Donaldson, who's obviously our club coach, he gets involved with the boys, comes to trainings here and there, and shouts them the odd carton of beer, which goes down well with the lads. So, the connection with everyone here is amazing. So
Great clunk.
Doesn't matter who you are, what level, everyone's together, which
Fantastic.
is amazing.
Great mark there by Heitman, big clunk. And is it true, and I mean, I saw this on your socials, you're one to regularly take a carton of beer into the change rooms and just share it around with the boys. Is that one of the things you do?
I like a beer after the game.
Of course, you've only had a couple of light ones today.
Just a couple of light ones. But, I think, all the boys getting around each other, celebrating, usually, is a good way to go. So...
One thing I've noticed, I mean, Goodwood has a huge amount of teams, and you've got just this small area here for them all to train on.
Yep.
Oval, not in great nick a couple of weeks ago. Looks pretty decent today. How have you managed to training load?
I've got to say,
make it all fit?
I've got to say, even hats off to the council, the guys that look after the Oval, get this looking pretty good. It was a pretty big bog a few weeks ago, but to be honest, we probably need another Oval, to be honest. Really. With the amount of teams.
I suggested that one over there last time I was here. Paddy Fay, it was just going back a minute. Beautiful play from Paddy Fay, but again, just wasting the ball going forward, and that's been a real Achilles heel for Spockies. So we'll come back to you, mate. As Goodwood just clearing from defence here. And, good pressure there. Really good pressure there. That's Nick Michaels, and he needed that. He had a real moment he'd want to forget in the first quarter. But, coming back. A lot of your juniors don't get the opportunity to train here, though, do they? Because you've got a big junior program. Is that right?
No, fair few of them will train here. We're training's Friday. I actually, to be honest, I don't know.
You don't have
load,
to.
But last night there was a couple of teams out here training. So, but we, you pride yourself on your junior guys coming through, and I think our 2014 grand final wins, there was something like 33 players that had played junior footy. Obviously, not the under 18s because they're all juniors, but in the senior sides. So. Fantastic, and that's people like Mark Goodman that been around here forever that sort of really pumped up the junior comp years ago.
Even someone like Dylan Bonner who's gone on to bigger things at West Adelaide as well. So a lot of great people behind the scenes that do the work. Probably for me, even guys that like Harry Barnett that's over at West Coast now, and Oscar Steen that's gone to Collingwood, which is my AFL team of choice. So I'm really, really happy one of our junior kids has gone on, and seeing those kids at under 8 level to hit the AFL was fantastic. So, hopefully we produce more. It is very rewarding. And just last night, to see that amazing stat, Phil, where Coulthard was playing for Happy Valley at the start of the year.
Yes.
Glenelg Reserves, Glenelg, VFL, AFL, all in a year. A lot of people out there must look at that and go, hey, you know what? The dream might not be as far away as you think if you just apply yourself and and you get a couple of lucky breaks, and that often is what it comes down to. So,
it's almost like a finals campaign, isn't it, for a team? You're in the running, and then you get hot at the right moment. You can do anything.
Oh, spot on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I mean, the step up from, no disrespect to Southern Footy League to Glenelg Reserves is huge, but then do that again to Glenelg League and get picked up off 3 games.
And even Goodwood Saints are a great example of that. In the COVID 2020 season where there was 9 games, I was here a game against Port District. They lost the first 3. And we said, well, if Goodwood win this, their season's gone. They did, and they went and won every game after that, made the finals, made the granny, won the premiership.
And it's Pat Fay, I think, a recipient of a free kick. He's done a couple of really good things this quarter, hasn't finished his work. Can he turn it round and pinch the lead for the first time today for St. Peter's? Runs a straight line, near post again. I'll tell you what, you won't want to leave. You're absolutely jinxing him. And my under 117 bet, buddy, bet responsibly. Bet with mates is not going so well, Phil. I just can't get a goal on the board here.
So I might stay here a bit longer.
So the mark is 117. But didn't it work out what happens if it is 117?
I win. You took over. You took under.
I took under. You took over. Who took equal?
My bet. I get it. Anyway, big clunk again. They've dominated the air today, and quick hands. Nice release. You're hot though, son. And Benny McGillett might be Johnny on the spot. He's done that. The umpire's cool play on, has he? Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit fortuitous for Goodwood, but they're closer than me. And through the middle, they've got numbers. They've got run. Benny Belperio now. This time they lower the eyes. Unfortunately, doesn't hit the target. And quick follow-up. Good tackle there by Anthony Scara. The beautiful, skilled, silky-sealed left footer comes this way. Kicks over the ruckman. Ruckman he does the old I'm on awkward ruckman thing.
Your comment about this being an 8v9 game, I think, is coming more to fruition every passing moment.
Yeah.
with the turnovers, the lack of scoring. We've had 3 scoring shots this quarter for 2 behind so
And
far.
right on cue, Paddy Fay chops in with his 3rd or 4th effective touch this quarter, but again, just coughs it up to a 2-on-1 there. But you give full credit to the Goodwood defender there. Is that
Carter.
Jack Carter?
Jack Carter.
You set your watch on. Another one of your former Collingwood boys.
Well, Jack was setting himself for C-grade footy this year, and
That's what I heard, yeah.
and he got the call up. So
Did I see Big Tom down there on the cans?
and Ben as well. So
what's Tom doing?
fiery, so he's got to sit out. But yeah, Tommy's.
Tommy put the fire out with his hand.
Yeah, well, hopefully he comes back. He gets through the firies and training and all that, and back up in the A grade for us. So. I was going to say, for me, Lockie Ryan out there, 22, young kid. His old man played many, many years ago, best and fairest, and Jetty's brother plays in the B grade, so it's great to see young kids like Lockie running around, and he's very good at what he does.
He gets it. He's got a bit of dash, and he takes off, and he's bounced a couple of times. Here's do we call that a shot on goal?
Oh, there he is.
Speak of the devil, he almost made you an absolute prophet.
Well, Let me ask you this, Michael. You hear the day in 2010 when the Payneham player kicked the goal after the siren, and Payneham got over the line by 3 points against Goodwood.
Wasn't that in the B grade, Tony?
No, that was
CJ?
Tommy. That was
Tommy?
No, that was the A grade.
That was the A grade, sorry.
That was me who caught the goal behind the ball.
Oh, really?
I played B that day. That's Spock. Let's move on. That's enough.
Sorry, TJ, that I stuffed it up because I remember you saying before, I did it in the Bs, and I'm thinking you probably should put that in the context. But
no,
I didn't realise you being the ball boy was the punchline.
Let's stay focused. Heitman half forward here. They haven't been able to connect to the forwards, but this time they will.
There
Beautiful.
we go.
Just to the open side, just a bit of space. Made it his problem. Jay Cleland says, "Don't worry about that. Check these dukes out. I'll take a big mark." And he stuffed it up from the other end, Phil. So you can mark this one down on your paperwork. He is going to kick a goal. I'm going to let you call this one. You're going to call this one, Michael.
I actually agree with you, mate. I think you'll slot this one and go back and get the job done. How far do I call it?
No, just everything. Cool. What's he doing? Just spinning the ball.
Takes a step.
No,
left foot followed by the right. Come on, mate. You're on.
Hopefully, just strikes this one perfectly, and he's just tugged it. So,
2 points. He's let himself down with his kicking, mate. Well, we've got a stoppage. Shout outs to loved ones or sponsors or the club, mate.
My love to the club. I mean, I went to the Goody Primary School around the corner.
Yep.
Came here when I was 16, but been looked after.
You're in primary school till you're 16?
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't. No. I came here when I was 16. But no, I came here with a few mates that said, let's go to Goody Saints and have a kick of the footy. But Hans Ellenbrook, who one of our trainers from many years ago, who's he's a bit crook at the moment, but he looked after me for a lot of years with sponsorships and all that sort of stuff. And then you got your Mark Goodmans of the world. Yeah, that's holding on, surely.
And dangerous, perhaps.
Yeah. I reckon 25.
You don't want to take
well, that was the player number, Harry Cudmore, who gave away the free.
Angus Rana.
Yeah, but your Mark Goodmans of the world are bloody absolute legends and keep this place ticking over. So.
Yeah. Just goes to the outside again, makes it up, puts up at Cleland. Might have been infringed there, nothing doing.
The arms.
Quick
Ollie
kick
Johnson.
there. Is it? Look at that, the clap from the great man.
Yes.
Ollie Johnson gets his first, he gets their third. And it is 3 goals, 4 playing, 1 goal, 3. Mate, it's been now you've got to coach inclusively, so we don't want to take up too much of your time.
I'm having the night off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
I have the night off tonight. Straubs and Pergat's, Nick Pergat's going to do the job for me and let me off.
What's Straubs' first name?
Aaron. Aaron's been here for years.
Is it Strawbridge or?
Aaron Strawbridge. Yeah, he's been here for years, coaching kids, inclusive for probably 10 years as an assistant, but he's a great mate of mine. So, and same with Nick Pergat's, who's coached them years ago as well. So, really good people. So I can't complain.
No worries. Pull this ball up. Thanks for being on, mate.
Thank you, guys.
You're fantastic.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
doing a great job too.
On an incredible career at a great club, and all the best for the future, mate.
It. Thanks.
Pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Back in the middle. I'll let you wrap things up, TJ, as Jacob Heitman with the high clearing kick to the top of the goal square. Who's the house bells lurking? But can't quite pick it up. Was he? He couldn't pick it up. Was he held on to? Umpire says.
Umpire Lawton said it was holding.
Umpire Lawton, and he might have.
Is that your phone, Mr. Lawton?
Yeah, thanks for donating the phone. It's going to be... I'm trying to find where the ball is at the moment. The ball's got lost.
It's down by the fence, mate.
It's going to be down by the fence. It's going to be a throw-in. Well, for a sec, he might have had the free, but not to be. That's one of the great things that we get to do with the live stream from time to time. And thankfully, the game allowed that to happen.
Oh, the game really
by
helped.
nothing happening.
Wasn't must call TV.
Correct.
Holzbauer this way, that way. Actually forgot to get his foot to the ball, though. Unfortunately, started well. Umpires found something. Oh, it's interesting. If that's for Holzbauer, he's given a free kick for high, but he's laying on the ground. So I know we can't get a replay, or can we get a replay? We might be able to get a replay. It'd be interesting to watch this one, Phil. Oh, right on cue. So who gets him higher?
Got him higher.
Oh.
And then lay on top of it.
That's borderline contact goal defence, that one. That's,
Meaning?
You wouldn't mind getting them as a forward. Okay. I would have kicked 15,000 if I got them.
Okay.
I once had a guy, piggyback himself onto me to get a free. No, you started it, Javal. Anyway.
Well, that I do believe. Holzbauer with the kick straight in front. This for 2 in a row to Goodwood.
Beautiful kick. That's what you expect
Look,
from the
they all
captain.
get around him too.
Yep.
They love their captain.
Yes. That's their fourth. And a very handy lead. And all of a sudden, with Spock were kicking for the league twice.
Yep.
Didn't take their chances. Goodwood go down the other end, go bang, bang. And, yeah.
That was the story. We had lots of turnovers, but neither side could take advantage of those opportunities. That looks like a couple of Saints fans checking out our live stream, no doubt.
Just before we go in, best sledge I've ever had. I just want to tell you this one. This was lining up. The guy hadn't said a word to me all day. Late in the third, I'm lining up for goal. And just when I was doing the grassroots footy show, I'm lining up, just about to kick it, and he tells me, grassroots footy, and he shanked it straight sideways. It's a beauty, mate. Probably true. Anyway, good big bump there, but the play had stopped. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Charlie Allen.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to distract us as our pre-game routine demonstrated today. So Shock need a go. Spock. Spock, that's getting me all season. Spock need a goal.
Benny Belpera. They've done all right with this. They've opened up the flanks.
You don't know this, but Sacred Heart were leading Brighton by 3 points at quarter time at Glenelg, so quite a tight game happening down there. Port District and Teachwood Gully, all I know is about 14-8, 20-minute mark first quarter.
Dearie me.
They don't really have the scoreboard graphics up last time I checked. And, yeah, the Spock route to goal, there is a reason why they're 1-3 heading into time out of the second quarter.
And we talked about Jason Dunsel. Fergus Carruthers, kicking around your body from 40 is a big fella. When you've got time to straighten and kick a drop punt. I mean, do the basics well. Good crowd there.
There's our crowd. You saw Liam, the cameraman, as well, manning a corner of the balcony.
I mean, it's 8 scoring shots to 4, Phil, but you feel like both teams have had their chances.
Yeah, and look, St. Peter's have had 2 decent runs of it. Late in the first quarter, where they kicked their goal. Fair bit of the early part of the second quarter, but right now it seems to be Goodwood's momentum with the last 2.
I've loved Paddy Fay's quarter, but can you love a quarter that we don't finish off? Same can be said for Cleveland, for Goodwood. Both kicked a couple of points, so... Yeah, you won't see them in the paper tomorrow. Anthony Scar comes through, gets dealt with. They're out here. Nice quick chain of hands. This time the hit-up's on. Good, strong hands required and taken. Good play there by Lucky de Cesare.
Now, will he back himself and take a shot?
Well, this goal square will be open if Spock are smart enough, but they're not. They just don't loiter.
It's funny, one player ran out to open it, and one Spock player ran back in to plug it up.
He's having a shot from now, and he's going to kick from probably 52. It'll take his best effort, and he doesn't have a shot. And again, he kicked it from so far back, Phil. Actually had to travel 30 metres to gain 5. It's not intelligent football.
Yeah.
Duncan, he's been all right, consistent. Off he goes, puts his head down. Carrie Cudmore. Handballs to absolutely no one. Misses the target considerably. Straight down the guts. Here they come. Good tackle there by Spock. That was Vrodas. You'll get a lot of that from him all day. Plenty of tackles.
I'll be fascinated when you'll check the Dartfish stats, no doubt, TJ, once you prepare your Div 1 segment. The disposals per turnover today would be a low figure. Because we're seeing...
Kicking efficiency?
Kicking efficiency, I guess, is how it's sometimes measured, but just the number of kicks that are a turnover and before you actually get one to find a teammate or even form a contest. This one is, well, let's say to a contest, won by Spock. The hand pass into open space to Cesare inside.
Charged him.
Collected it well.
took on Lynch, and Lynch said, "Thank you very much. I'll wrap you up." What's the next event? Father's Day, probably.
He created the contest there. Well done.
And there's
Benny
a kick
McGill.
looking for Housebar, and McGill gets in the way. And
It's
the
a free
last
kick.
time that a team had 3 possessions in succession, I can't remember it.
Yeah.
Probably Goodwood when they kicked the goal.
I saw a bit of AFL as I was walking through. It was out there. But, yeah, Johnny Brodus just had a very quiet first quarter. He started to impose himself. Big tackles, couple of bumps. It's not going to be easy to get 30 touches out here today, but he certainly has just started to throw his body weight around a bit. And he's got a good, strong build. Mason Ellis for Goodwood as well, another strongly built character. Ball comes, it bobbles to a pack of 14. Just so often see it, Goodwood, mate. And I tell you what, if I was a betting man, I'd want to be in your position right now.
Yeah, we've had 5 goals kicked. You're going to need about another 12 in the second half because the first half is in the books. And it was a good second quarter for Goodwood. They kicked 2 goals, 3. Spock, 2 behinds. It is Goodwood Saints on the Sportal scoreboard. 4-4-28. Spock 139. Thanks to the Banner crew for their support of this coverage. You're with Phil Hurd and Tommy Jabal. We're going to take a half-time break. Get some scores. TJ will give you some analysis and we'll give you the entirety of the second half. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Mahuta goes all the way. Where again, Mahuta?
Taliqua, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing, beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
We're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Talitwa, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
And we're back here at beautiful Goodwood Oval on quite a nice late winter's day as we're in August, getting ready for spring. Royal showtime here with the great man Phil Hurd calling a game that, well, it's 18 points the difference, but the scoreboard does look a little one-sided. Goodwood Saints 4-3, leading St Peter's 1-3. Phil, as always, works his butt off during the year breaks. No time to stop, no time to rest. He's got some scores from around the grounds. I've got one, which I find incredibly interesting.
Okay. Which one have you got?
I've got the PAC score. Have you got that one?
Yeah, I have, but you can tell it.
Yeah, it's PAC. Now, I did say PAC by 76 points. Unfortunately, this is only the half-time score. And percentage, ahoy. PAC 14-7-91.
And they've got a draw, so it really doesn't matter.
Old Iggy's 2-5-17. I did say it on my weekly the Div 1 wrap. Old Iggy's can't take a trick. They're going to get a stinging, as Spock take the field. They're going to get a stinging PAC this week. And stung they have been on dry ground. They are going to torch them.
Okay. Great, Phil. Well done. Yes, 91-7 half-time at Park 9. Some other scores. Pretty good quarter for Glenunga. Broadview held to just 1 point in the second quarter at Broadview. It's Glenunga by 22, 6-5-41 to 3-1-19. Port District and Teacher Galley was the one that took a while to find, but I do have Port District 9-3-57, 35-point leaders over Teacher Galley 3-4-22, and Sacred Heart leading Bryson 6-7. That's 43 when I went to school. Brighton 3-3-21, so that's 22 points. So just to summarise, Glenunga by 22 over Broadview, Sacred Heart 22 over Brighton, Port District 35 over Teacher Galley, Prince Alfred 84 over Old Ignatians. We've got the close one, I think. Also 18. We have got the close one. Goodwood over St. Peter's.
And on track for another 5 out of 5 for your Div 1 specialist. In the AFL, there's an interesting one. The Eagles, 11 points down halfway through the last. They get up there. They end Essendon season from 1. So that's an interesting one. And the Canberra Cows by 25 of the Gold Coast, not the Moon.
Now.
Can I get better players, please, in that half, Phil? Well, let's work through this together.
Well, you can go down. I think they're going to say we're busy.
Right? I want better players from you.
No, you said, can you get better players? And I said, well, they're probably going to be busy.
No.
All right.
Start with
you give me the hard jobs, haven't you? Okay, let's start with Goody Saints. Look, Lockie Ryan's exciting to watch. There's a couple of opportunities. Jesse Johnson's collected a couple of good marks and grabs and kicked a goal. Let me have a quick look at my notes here.
Holsbauer's always exciting.
Holsbauer's been around. Tommy Lynch, you'd probably go with the Goodwood defence, which is your Jack Carter, your Tommy Lynch, and a rain of others. Thought I might have seen more Nick Burgess today than I have, but maybe I've missed him a couple of times. Ryan Gray's had his moments.
Who we got for goal kickers? Holsbauer's got one, Anderson one, Johnson one. I've missed one.
I've got 4. So Ollie Johnson, Jesse Johnson. So Jesse and Ollie combining. Lockie Ryan and Holsbauer for Spock, just Nick Michaels.
I'll probably throw Jay Cleland in there as well.
Yes,
as dominant without finishing the work. Yes. Let's look at the Spocky side, mate, just quickly if we can.
Ben McGill's been in and among them. He's always noticeable with the helmet. I'm probably not going to go too much further than that, to be honest. Rodos from time to time has got into it.
Yeah, second quarter.
I just want to see
Paddy Fay I liked.
Paddy Fay, yep. I'm not going to disagree with too many that you come up with in that. And probably Jordan Lockwood, I reckon's broken even when he's been in the ruck.
Yeah, and Charlie Dowling as well.
Because we do have all the prizes up for grabs. The New Balance $100 voucher with the iconic Dartfish beanie. The Nearmouth Mouthguards Player of the Day is mine to try and figure out. The Moseley Bone Kitchen Team Player and the TJ Special Award, which is basically Tommy Javor has free license to give anybody he thinks worthy a prize for any particular reason.
Belperio plays wheelbarrow there and just drags him along behind him, goes inboard, takes a bit of risk with the kick, but working on it. Ronnie Weasley, got to get his real name, don't I? It
is Lockie Ryan.
Lockie Ryan. He's shown me plenty of excitement. And he finds a Louis White, like a man who you want it in his hands. Is a beautiful distributor, beautiful left footer of the ball. Mason Ellis quite today by his lofty standards as well. Yeah. So probably give a bit of a tick there to his opponent. Duncan down back for Spock has been pretty reliable as well.
And the ground is bathed in sunshine right now.
Baked. What's the other word you could use? Good. Not just a smother, but the recovery, and then hit the target with a handball. That man, James Duncan, who, as a captain, you must be better than that.
I mean, how
he didn't look
by himself was Lynch?
He didn't look. That's the only explanation.
And he didn't have to move to market.
No.
Ollie Johnson has it. Half-back flank on the clubroom side. I saw something interesting at the bar at halftime, TJ. I saw a decibel reader of how noisy the facility was. Maybe something
like the Crows
for the neighbours. Yeah, you got the green stage, the amber, and the red.
Cleveland, beautiful.
65 decibels at halftime in the Goodwood Saints bar area.
Nice chain there from Goodwood. That's that three-part chain to Lockie. Matthias goes along with the left. Holzbauer at the back. Oh, could have been shepherded. And no, has he? He has. They're celebrating. He's an excitement machine, front and centre. That's all you can ask for. That's his second, and Goodwood's fifth, and they put the nice gap on him now. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the second half. As we just see the replay, front and centre, perfect position, probably a chance. I don't want to preempt it for the Neomorph Mouthguard Play of the Day.
I reckon you took the words right out of my mouth, TJ, and put your accent on it, or someone else's accent, I suspect.
Doing something with someone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. That's probably one of the better pieces of play we've seen this afternoon, and that's 3 goals in a row to Goodwood Saints.
I've got the goal kickers wrong. Ollie Johnson, Jesse Johnson, Tom Anderson, Holzbauer. Who's got 2? That adds up to 6. Who?
Okay, so I've got Holzbauer, Lockie Ryan with 2, Jesse Johnson with 1, and Ollie Johnson with 1. So who are we just?
Tom Anderson. I had maybe not.
Okay, and
let's give the young fella 2.
Okay, I have a really bad feeling that I'm wrong, because I usually am when you and I disagree on something. It is Spock with the ball. That's a lovely hand pass.
Yeah.
Ben McGill's done some good things today. Unfortunately, it didn't sit, but luck's of fortune for Spock and for Harry Cudmore in particular, whoever that is with the ball, because they've got the free. That's one of their better kicks. I mean, we've had 3 possessions in a row from Spock. Here we go. The Cesaro, a 4th would be really nice, and it is.
Really good football.
We had the two-pronged attack. Charlie Dowling took out the defender, overran the ball. It was set it up beautifully for Brett Russell to bob up and take the grab.
Brett Russell's kicked a few goals this year, but he's been very, very quiet. He might have been getting that haircut in the first half.
25 goals played every game.
Mention him every week for a goal or 2. A good footballer will kick this. On the left, he gives it to the right post, and it's just too far. Bad miss.
Oh, I tell you what, 2 quick goals, and the buddy bet starts to arrive. We're 3 into it. Of course, the 117 is the margin. It's in dispute as to what happens if it logs on 117, but
we both scull.
At the moment, we'll share. How about we just share?
Just on the goal kick as well, mate. Let's try and get that right. Tom Anderson did kick the goals. Remember, he ran all the way back to the wing.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Lockie, I'll take one off of you.
Yeah, so you might still get the play of the day.
He certainly kicked the last one.
Louis Whitelock actually shanks the kick. Doesn't work out fortuitously. It bounces off the hands of Charlie Allen. Again, bobbles around a little bit, but Johnny Vroed, I should read it well. So, pardon me, that's Benny Belperio back there. Benny takes the mark, looking, half-backs. They should hit targets, half-backs. Interesting grip on the ball. Puts it to high-flying player, might have been Rat Ray, was it? Not sure. Scara, he'll work onto his left. You should know that by now. Coming through, head of steam, the Goodwood player, and they'll work it out down the line. Nice kick inboard to my man, Ronnie Weasley. Lucky Ryan. Lucky kick, because it's ugly. Oh, big fella. To trap the ball and keep it locked in, get a repeat stoppage, and in the end, the kick wasn't good, and Lockie Matthias actually did it right there.
But at least it actually, it wasn't the blatant, easy turnover. At least it was a stoppage situation.
Yep. Oh, big clash of bodies there. That's two people bumping. I'm not sure why on earth that is a free kick. They've both gone back for the free kick. That probably says a fair bit about that free kick. Two guys just bumped into each other then, Phil.
It was a hard collision. Not sure about the legalities of it. But anyway, it's all worked out because as it seemed to have been the norm today.
But you know how sometimes...
It's a turnover kick.
Sorry, Phil. Players sometimes try and milk a free kick. There was genuine confusion on both players there.
Exactly. There wasn't even... It was. Anyway,
Louis Whitelock.
That was 3 turnovers ago, TJ, so keep up.
Well, there won't be one here because Whitelock, he does the basics well. But he does kick to a 5-on-1. And they'll come out this way. Benny McGill, shake and bake time, baby. Off you go, Benny. Chance for a bounce or 3. Takes 1. Gets the handball. He'll get it back. No, he doesn't because there's a miss. Marcus Roberts just misses the handball there. Might not be in there, but they'll clear again. Take 7. Benny Belperio time. He goes this way, that way. To Cudmore. Cudmore does actually get it forward. Down the line. Duncan looked in good position. Comes out the back. Rodos. This is what he does well. Releases. Charlie Allen. Time to run all the way, Charlie. Get within his distance. Kicks it to the player running back towards goal. And good spoil there from Tommy Lynch.
Oh, no. Free kick.
Oh, allow me to retort, says the man in green. And, it looked like a good spoil, but he's in better position than me.
There's a couple of players that want to have some afters, which could only possibly result in reversing it. So why would you get involved if you're a smart player?
Brett Russell won't miss this one. If you kick 25 for the year, you wouldn't have too many easier than this. 15 metres out straight in front. But, well, probably we're not in the Triple M box here, so we can't call for replays, but love to see a replay of that one.
You can, but you have to get in a bit earlier.
Okay. Certainly interesting. Anyway, Brett Russell lines up. No mistake. Goal umpire does not move. He kicks his first. And their second. Breathes a little bit of life in this game. We get a 17-point ball game in favour of Goodwood.
I heard a cheer. A cheer. We're in the enclosed boardroom. We do thank the Goody Saints for letting us use this room, which I'm sure they could put to many good uses on a home game like this. But they give it to us so we can give you the coverage that you're getting. So thanks, Saints. 5-3-33, 2-4-16. There's your Sportal scoreboard. 7 minutes gone. And Tommy, you'd be a little bit relieved that at least there's some new oil and some bit of movement in the Sportal scoreboard.
We've got a ball change. I wonder if this will be an English ball or brand spanking new one will come out. Interesting to note as well, we're part of a great team. Hugo, Liam, James, you, me, many others as well.
Tony Neal, John Douglas.
But 5 here today. Just Hugo, have you ever seen a bigger bag of chips than the one he's eating right now? That is a sack of chips.
He's bought the big share bag. They're not a sponsor, so we won't name them. But
no.
He's gone not just the party size, the big share bag. And is he sharing?
No, I think he's got a cold. So the 217s, it's Rana and Lockwood. Lockwood manhandles him a little bit. Comes out, quick play there. Mason Ellis again. Haven't got his name a lot, but he always looks effective in the stoppages. Benny Vilperio, he certainly tried today. And the ball at ground level again, scrapey knees territory. Looks a bit green there though. And again, whoever is the curator of this thing, it must be a hard deck, but they've rolled it out nicely.
No, they have done a sensational job.
What I saw less than a month ago, you couldn't run 5 metres in this thing without sinking. Quick kick, inside out kick, quite clever there. I like that one from Oliver Johnson. Just gets it to that next line and gets it in the contest. This way, that away, straightens for a drop punt. Fancy that. But it doesn't quite
Josh Goodwood.
through.
It's Joshua, not whatever I typed there. Josh.
Just Hoa. Joas Hoa.
Yes.
No, I rolled the dice on it being Josh Goodwood. I like that he tried to straighten though.
Yeah.
It was good. Good football.
Oh, look, everybody's trying, no doubt about it.
Big kick.
It's a 3-goal game, so Spock get a run on. Anything could still happen. But it is on the Sportal scoreboard, 5-4 to 2-4 in favour of the Goodwood Saints. And we have gone 9 minutes of the third quarter. Both sides have added a goal to their half-time tally. I think I worked out you needed about 12 goals to make this interesting in this half, TJ, and you've had 2 so far.
All right. It's battling away.
But at least it's moving a little bit. Huge pack around the ball at the moment, however. There's 8 in the Spock forward, 6 in the Goodwood. Everybody else is around that football within a kick. Free kick is given to St. Peter's once they find the ball at the bottom of the pack. A few extras have joined up. We've got a little bit of tennis action happening on the far side.
15, love.
It's a pleasant afternoon here in Adelaide.
This game, of course, we're watching is probably sitting about 30-15, or in this case, 34-16.
Yep, certainly advantage Goodwood at the moment.
18 points to the good of the Wood.
And right in front of a outhouse, I think, or a clubroom, which has got a tennis player, a hockey player, a footy player, and a cricket player.
Right in front of the pisser.
Outhouse, TJ.
Sorry, mate.
Which reminds me of Noarlunga, because they've got a huge one near their
I thought
school.
you were going to go down a different direction, and that's come off the smother, I think.
I spent a year working at Noarlunga. I'm not going to
Yeah.
make too many derogatory comments.
Yeah.
They still let me back from time to time.
I know we're here doing Adelaide Footy League. Round 18 at Glenunga. The Port game, I think it's round 18 or 17.
Yes, yep.
Everyone is free. What a great idea that is. I don't mind that at all from the sample. Or from the South Adelaide Panthers.
Oh, from the Panthers. Okay,
Yeah.
I was going Glenunga. Hang on.
No, yeah.
Glenunga and Port. Yeah, we're doing that next week, I think.
No, the sample game, everyone's going to be
South
free,
and Port.
which is great. We want to see everyone at the footy, especially kids. Quick kick round the corner. Again, it's ugly, but might be to the advantage of the spot player. Good pressure there coming in from Nico Burjo. That's his catchphrase, and they see it out. And they'll be happy enough with this. Goodwood, all they need to do is maintain this 18-point lead, and you'd suggest, look, Spock, they've kicked 2 for the day. They don't look like banging on 3 quick ones.
No. But this game's still got a bit to go. We have seen games turn from time to time. Saw one Wednesday night, Norwood and Central in the under-18s.
Charlie Allen, again, no. Kicking up when you're running backwards is very hard to do. Here we go. He's shown good speed, Cudmore at times, but tackling straight away.
There's that close-down skill that the Goodwood defence have. Their pursuit. They're very fast defence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they are. Athletic.
Yeah.
And I mean, last time I was here, all the votes went to Goodwood players, Goodwood defenders. So in what was a dour display.
Yeah, well, what was it? 2 goals, 15 that Princess kicked.
So 2 Goodwood players, defenders got votes, and Andrew Bradley got the votes as well.
Okay.
He was the best midfielder, but he was probably because he handballed all day, didn't kick. Everyone that kicked looked silly when I was here last time.
Yeah. Well, if you ever tried to kick in water polo, I could understand that. Throw in. Oh. That was
subtle as a sledgehammer.
Exactly right. Jordan Lockwood, I can't believe he got upset that was called. But anyway, towards the change rooms the ball goes, towards the interchange gates. Very wise of Angus Runner not to step on the field to collect it, because that would be an infraction.
Not that wise, though, to knock it straight to the Spock player so he can play on quickly, but anyway.
Yeah, they should have just let it go, let him go fetch.
Spoil from Lockwood there, ground level. They come out. Benny McGill gets the handball facing the right way from the player facing the wrong way. Tom Lynch again. You can see, watch by this boy. He's a very consistent footballer, isn't he? Does the good things well. The only thing he did wrong was give away that free kick, which we didn't believe was there. May have been there, but we didn't think it was there looking live. I liked his game. He again, and you look at who he's on, Brett Russell, done his job on him, because we've seen Russell have probably 2 touches today.
Rucks go to it. That was Matthias with the tap, only as far as Rodos. He's met by Ellis as soon as he tried to kick it.
And that's very, very clever. I'll give credit where it's due there. 90% of the time, Lockie DeCesare didn't give away the free, even though the player was tunnelling his head towards him. He had some give and ended up just allowing the player to take himself to ground. Good football.
Sometimes it's...
Yeah, the umpires, you see they're sniffing around, just wanting to give a free. So I'm not saying that wasn't there, but good to see the umpires in green too when there's 2 teams in different colours. A bit of logic there today. It's good.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
So Goodwood Saints into the T-Saucer. This is going to be a contested ball. Scar battling with it with Duncan. In the end, umpire sorts it out.
Tell you what.
Free kick count would be pretty high today, but it's been scrappy.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and they've pulled the trigger pretty quickly.
These are teams that have struggled to execute, and part of that struggling is how do we execute a tackle?
There's been a lot of ground ball because they haven't hit tons of targets.
Correct.
Except when they've been chipping around in the back 50.
Small grounder, then if you're not really... you have to
good
be...
mark.
On a small ground, you have to be clean and fast.
It's a really nice mark there.
Clean to set up the running player and fast to have an open forward area.
Kicks just frustrated me.
Yeah. Okay, here's a chance.
It might have been Johnny Reid that took that mark.
Josh Goodwin in the middle. Here's the run. Here's a bit of dash. Take a bounce, son. Go.
Oh.
Scara went to Shepherd rather than receive. I totally got what both were trying to do. Just they were doing different things.
Ellis.
It spills to Ellis inside 50, almost the grab, the recovery, the kick around the body by Heitman to the top of the square. Ball's bouncing. Spock have it, and from a fair way out, let's just say we've had enough. We'll take the behind. Thank you very much, and give a point to Goodwood.
Johnny Reid with the kick-out duty, so it wasn't Johnny Reid on the other side. That player took a beautiful mark, just coughed it up. That was actually Hamish Allen on the other side that took the good mark. So, yeah, it's a challenging watch at times. Big shout-out to Fabian Muller as well.
Fabian, g'day, mate.
We'll listen to some watches up at Marion Bay. He's just said, I'll be watching the stream team. Don't worry about that. But just the second half, great football administrator and good bloke all round.
Absolutely.
Watches. So anyway, enjoy, Fabes. Hopefully we're doing the game justice. Let's fire up. On the inside, Ryan Dykeman.
Hopefully we're doing it more than justice.
Yeah.
Justice is giving it what it deserves. Sometimes in life you want mercy more than justice.
Player maybe threw the head back there, but no one touched your head, mate. Just looking for something, trying to manufacture something, as is the way these days.
16 minutes gone. Again, a low-scoring quarter, TJ, to make a third at the moment. Towards Jack Carter. He couldn't get it towards Burgess. He had it. He avoided it. He got it to Anderson. Broke away. Here's a chance for Goodwood. They're working it around the 50-metre arc. Finds an open player. Kick inside 50. That wasn't too bad an effort, but it was well read by Will Montgomery to take the mark. The kick coming in from Connor Fairley, who got a near-mouth mouthguard.
Son of a gun.
And we heard earlier in the season with a lovely play from the chicken barbecue pocket. One of the things I love about Adelaide Footy, you get to go and sample the various specialty foods. I'm really struggling to think of a better barbecue than the grilled chicken burger with onion and coleslaw that this club provides.
Well, I like Port District the best because they send us a platter. Up the dizzies. Anyway, ground level. Nick Michaels, is it? No, pardon me. It's Lockie to Cesare. High up and under, goes out wide. Good spoil there coming in the form of Jacob Heitman. Just received a text message, Phil, where we question whether we're up to scratch or not. Apparently, we're well above scratch.
Well above scratch.
So there's that.
Are we providing mercy or justice to this game?
No, we're doing well. We're above scratch. We're better than Robbie Neal. Above scratcher.
Okay.
Ball in here. 60 metres around from the goal. Rana in front spot. Not sure who won the tap, but a secondary bounce. Coming quickly. Whitelock, it looked like, with that familiar left foot. Marked. How many turnovers? I can't wait to read the turnovers tomorrow.
To say, our live statistician would need some new pens
and
if they were doing a turnover count.
Lynch, good mark there. That one actually was in the back, so we'll call it even now. Looks for Johnson. McGill, he's quick, and he just loses. He shortens, as we say, and the umpire gets sucked in like a lollipop that time. He lost his legs, and no one had touched him, so therefore was caught higher. It is an art form. It is a skill. I'm not being critical of the player. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Benny McGill with a kick into the pocket.
You're not a wrestling fan, but...
No, I've heard a similar analogy in other areas.
Michaels, the hard-back kid. Speaking of wrestlers, Nick Michaels with his second, and breathes a little bit of life into this game. And our bet, good to see some quick ball movement. Yep. Got it out the back, and rather than stop, go back, look, think, just took off. Well done, Nicky Michaels.
Well, he saw no one between him and the goals. Ollie Johnson tried to pursue, but Nick Michaels had him with a decent head start and the pace. And, yeah, a rare highlight for the Saints of St. Peter's Old Collegians. Margin back to 13. We, as a kid, all game, we felt like it's a Goodwood Saints in a canter, comfortably. Scoreboard.
Looked like they'd break away, but they haven't.
You know, it really hasn't reflected that in a low-scoring affair.
Yep. Let's have a look at some of these midfield matchups with every single player with their back to us. Charlie Allen's in there. He should get this tap, does he? No, Rodos working in there as well.
Interesting disposal.
With the Cesare at ground level. Come out, and they've done well. It's come to James Higgins. He goes long, tacks the ball front on. Well done, Mike. It was a little purple patch, but rebounding well is Ryan Gray.
Ryan Gray. Stop. Look, stop.
I call my mate Ryan Ryan, so it's not all, some star jumps going on in front of us.
Yeah, and here's a kid I'm really enjoying watching. And speaking of Ryan, that's lucky Ryan.
Well done, Cudmore. Took the game on. He's handled his wrist then, that fella. I'm going to get your name. I'm going to tell everyone. You just see the look in his eye. Oh, it's a little elbow.
Yeah.
That
Connor
was
Fairley
Charlie.
and Nick McGill. This is what
Charlie
we
Allen,
want.
that's it. Somebody do something. Charlie Allen is he's just rolled his eyes at himself there because I've done it before myself. When you handball your own wrist in the ball, just straight up. It's like, I haven't been
So how
working
does
long
that?
either.
Because as a coach, you teach the kids about the ice cream cone.
Yes,
don't
yes,
you?
scoop the
Where,
ice cream, brother.
where does that fit in the ice cream cone analogy?
Just dropping the whole punnet on the floor.
That's right.
A fly. Good play there by the Spock player.
Cleland.
Roberts.
Oh dear. Oh hello. We turned it over. Let's almost turn it over back.
Well done, Roberts. He's done well there. Couple of efforts. Gives Ron Reesy one to go on with as well. And they're just a little bit. There's a little bit happening here for Spock. No, give the hands, big fella. Give the hands. But they just gets it down. Now they give the hands
Here
and
we
they're
go.
out here. Open goal beckoning if he can be clean. Round the body. Oh, kicker, drop punt.
Fergus Carruthers.
Second time today he's done that.
I don't want to name.
It's
names,
the
but
second
that's what
time he's
we're
done
here
that.
for. We
What?
name the good and the
Oh,
bad.
the
We
cute crap annoys me.
That
sometimes.
reminds me of back in radio days. I was with a community station. We had a station sponsor because we never advertised. Every time there was a clanger, we got in a crash repair yard as a sponsor.
Well, we'd be in there a bit now.
Remember, next time we do one of these type of games, John Douglas, get a sponsor for a crash yard.
Yeah.
They'll get a great.
Mate, well, they get some airtime as the ball comes at ground level. I'll tell you who I reckon's been one of the sparks is Cudmore. Every time he gets the ball now, he's just going. It's just changed. Take it on. So what if you make mistakes? There's enough out there already. Won't hurt.
Spock are getting fair share of opportunities.
Yep.
If they can actually manufacture something with a couple of them, they're right back in this.
And if your foot's not working, run and handball. That'll work. It's not a big ground. 3 effective frontal handballs. Again, he did that last time, and this time he's been pinged. He's actually used his body okay, I thought. No, he's saying you've lifted your elbow, got him in the back with the elbow, which, again, you can argue that. And now it's Brett Russell. He's just starting to get his eye in, and he'll line up for his second. Again, just the 2 goal kickers for Spock, but that's all you need when it's 5-3. You want to call this one, Phil?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Few and far between. Russell, 2 goals last week, 2 goals the last time they met. 26 on the season as we speak, has played every game, which is a rarity for St. Peter's Old Collegians. And why wouldn't you select him every week when he can kick it like that? And right now, thank you, TJ, love you too, it is his second goal, Spock's 4th. And on the Sportal scoreboard, we actually have ourselves a footy game, as in a competitive one. Goody Saints 5-5-35, St. Peter's Old Collegians 4-4-28.
Yeah, it all seemed to turn when I started doing wrestling references for Spock, the game, and the Heartbreak Kid, the old degeneration.
We tried everything else.
Yeah, I was just trying to bring some life to it. And Spock, well, they're playing 2 wings, are they? No, they're playing a high half forward up on a wing, which why wouldn't you? Because you don't have to play 6-6-6, I guess, do you? No, you don't, obviously, because they don't have it. And yeah, it puts 6 men around the clearance. And Rana wins it down, but it bobbles forwards goal, and they should bashing through there. Duncan's gone forward. Quick handball there. Long shot from 65, and in front. Here come the Spockers, my friend.
Yeah, they've had most of the inside 50 play, and they've got a really good chance of converting 2 in a row into 2 goals on the Sportal scoreboard and make it a 1-point game.
It's the Michaels and Russell show, and shouldn't make any mistake here, should he? 15 out, straight in front, number 15, the Heartbreak Kid, Nick Michaels, with his 3rd. And all of a sudden, it is a 1-point game. It's raining goals. I'm getting excited. Yeah. And we need to have a look at this midfield matchup and some of the things they're doing, what they have done. I talked about Cudmore bringing some spice into it. They've moved James Duncan, the captain, up to half forward. He's rushing into the clearances. They're creating congestion, and then they've got space up forward rather than the fact they've had no space all day. They've taken Goodwood's defensive game away from them.
And the Spock fans.
Oh, a bit of a... Did she just punch the air?
Yeah, she did. She saw did a bit of camera work there. And the Goodwood Saints inclusive side, you might see them just heading over to the far oval to warm up for their big game.
Oh, big fella.
Geordie Lockwood is certainly providing material for the footy.
Oh, yeah, show it again. I don't care what's happening. Show it again. It's the can. I'm sorry, there is a game of footy. Which is Geordie Lockwood.
Yeah. He kicks that like I would if I played a game of footy.
Me.
Anyway, thank you for the end. It's entertaining, if not eminently skillful.
They're coming in. It's another holding the ball. And it started with Lockwood, damn it.
Yeah. So what St. Peter's are doing here, it's an interesting tactic. Make everyone fall down laughing, and whilst they're doing that, go forward and have a shot on goal.
Could that be the Neo Morpho?
Oh!
Come on, Phil. Take the PI double five. Come on. And guess who's lining it for goal? It's Brent Russell for his third.
Well, okay.
It is the Michaels and Russell show.
If Spock get up,
do it.
I'll consider it.
You got to do it. They got the centre clearance in the end and got a goal out of it to hit this for the lead. And it's a nice looking kick, just mate. Scores are level. And I'll tell you what, careful what you should. This is exciting. Kick it to Lockwood. He's my new favourite player.
You could have taken me up on my offer instead of going for your third draw in a row, TJ.
Oh, behave yourself. No
25.
more draws.
25. How long between games commentating here with those two draws?
I think 4 years.
4 years, okay.
I'm
25-minute mark of the third quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks, because anything could happen in this final quarter. Of course, this is the biggest game in Adelaide today, if you take out the AFL. No Sandful.
I'm trying to think about that. So obviously the draw was this year, and now I coached Glenunga for 2 years before that. I'd suggest 3 or 4.
3 or 4, okay. Anderson with the hand pass. Goody Saints, they need a steadier.
They sure do.
It bounces past a whole pack of players. Even the ball is playing funny things today. Going forward, umpires found a free.
They were out too. They couldn't afford to. They had all the momentum. They had all the play. They just needed to just curtail that enthusiasm. They've given a free kick. It might be Hamish Allen. It's hard to tell because I can't see his number, and I don't know who.
I reckon Will
Montgomery. Yeah.
Kick down to there he goes. Lockwood, the human highlight reel. Gets it on to Patrick Fay. Fay's inside 50. Suddenly Spock look like winners. At the moment, they're getting plenty of inside 50. This time they've managed to hold it up. As much as Lynch is saying, look, I made the tackle. Sure, that's holding the ball.
He's upset. He's giving away a free, and his opponent.
And that's what changed it.
Yeah, he dominated the first half with Russell, and Russell's he's found a way, hasn't he? Russell and Michaels, two-man show down there.
Hamish Allen sort of hand passed and left the ball going backwards.
It's funny as well, Phil. We talked about just banging in. Neither Russell or Michaels at all. They're small forwards, but getting it in there to them quickly has been the key.
The worst thing for St. Peter's is this quarter's going to end very soon, and it will just stop their momentum for a moment.
Yeah, in the next minute or two,
and they'll have to re-establish it afterwards. So what do we got? Spock? Yeah.
5 goals this quarter.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, four this quarter to 0, I think. But whatever it is, we don't have a leader. It's 5-5 to 5-5. 35 points apiece. 3-quarter time here at Goodwood Oval in a match. Well, if it's not the highest rated teams, it's probably
Lockwood.
Games with.
Have a look at him. I love him.
It's certainly a game. And look, if we end up with a draw, I've got no idea how you're going to do the awards. But that's something we'll talk about.
I did do them. I did them once already.
Okay. Yeah. We will take a break. We'll give you everything, including scores around the grounds, when we come back. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
And Crone takes the lead in the Coolmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big payday for his owners, winning the English Millennium in a romp.
But Ayrton the class, and Ayrton won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Taliqua, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
Welcome back. There's the Goodwood Saints. So they'll be a little bit shell-shocked, but did make the point at around about the 15-minute mark that whilst it looked like the Goodwood Saints were cruising, they really hadn't put it away on the scoreboard. Spock have come back, TJ. How do you think the momentum's riding at the moment?
Yeah, well, it was all Spock that quarter. As you said, though, a break with every quarter time, 3 times, always arrests momentum. They didn't want the break then, but they look connected, they look engaged, they look excited, and they know they've changed their style. You know, their definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. They banged and bombed, and they were getting caned. That was 5 goals to 1, and they changed things up, and the results are, well, clear for all to see.
Looks like we are a little bit ahead of some of the other games. I have 2 scores to advise. 21-minute mark of the third quarter, and Sacred Heart lead Brighton by 21 points. That's down at Glenelg Oval. Crossing over to Park 9, where it's 22 minutes into the third quarter, and it's Prince Alfred 103, Old Ignatius 31. So that is a 72-point. Let me go and check out the others. Broadview, Glenunga, Port District, Tea Tree Gully are the 2 that I've got to track down still. So TJ, without giving away too much, who's in consideration for our awards today?
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear that was a dominant Spocky quarter, so haven't even written down any better players for Goodwood in that quarter just yet. But, I mean, the dynamic duo of Michaels and Russell with the keys up forward, obviously they get a lot of the credit when you're finishing the work off. As I said, the electric spark Cudmore was fantastic. Duncan's move up half forward. Roberts ever reliable down back. Johnny Vrodos came into the game. Again, when they were 4 goals down, he started banging in. Really made a big difference, banging in. And then that man, my man, the myth, the man, the Lockwood. I love him.
I have got some other scores. So Broadview, these are all, we're going to finish first, which is a bit of a problem trying to give you final
Been there
scores,
before.
folks. And Broadview 5-3. 33, trailing it. I know, I'm just trying to write down scores and talk to the thing at the same time. Broadview 5-3, 33. Glenunga 6-6, that's 42. I've got that down as an 11-point lead to Glenunga. Mentioned Prince Alfred, 12 goals over Old Ignatians. Sacred Heart, 21 over Brighton. It is Port District, 43 points over Tea Tree Gully. So we have got the close one. It couldn't be closer. To get us underway in the final quarter, you're with Tommy Javor.
Higgin, they've taken Lockwood out. That's craziness. It's Big Sam Porter.
He wants to go and watch the replay.
He's in there with Higgins. He's in there with Brodos. He's in there with Charlie Allen. They're the 4 that will need to get the job done over their Goodwood opponents, who is, of course, Heitman, Mason Ellis, and the big man Angus Rana. And it is Heitman. He's going to get the first clearance. Bang. This could change the whole game if they bang a quick early one here. Goes high up and under, front and centre. Running on again. That man, number 22. He's a live wire Lockie Ryan. A small forward. You might not get a lot of touches, but it's important what you can do with him. And I have liked his game.
Yeah, he's certainly been around the place ready to do something exciting, including one that for mine is the Goodwood Saints Nearmouth Mouthguards Player of the Day, which was the front square crumb in goal in the third quarter, which was the last one that Goodwood Saints have kicked. After that, it's been all St. Peter's.
Yeah, and I'd say our buddy bet's as good as dead because, yeah.
Well, you need, never know. It's been a tight game as often as at this ground. Players get tired, play opens up, one team gets momentum. You need, what are we at, 70? You need a 7 or 8 goal quarter. That's not totally out of the realms.
No, I think it is in this that both teams are going to tighten up here.
Yeah.
A lot on the line here. Quick handball, doesn't actually go anywhere. Holzbauer, he shimmies, he shakes, but he didn't have the ball with him. And we have a ball up 35 metres out.
I guess I refer you to the Sacred Heart Port District game we did, which is always a bit of a marker for things. 3 goals in 3 quarters, and then they managed to bang on about 9 or 7 or 8 at least in the final. So at the edge of the centre square, Goodwood Saints trying to move it forward. This time it's another stoppage. Umpire will take it over.
What do you bet the umpires swallow the whistle in this quarter after being pretty trigger happy in the last? Always a chance.
Always a chance.
Quick kick there around the corner. Hamish Allen leading out in front of the ball. And look, his player might have had a very good quarter. I've still really enjoyed the game of Tom Lynch. He'd certainly be in the better players for Goodwood. I'd actually have him as their best defender today. It's just the way I've seen it. I think if they get over the line, it'd be a chance for one of those awards for sure.
So we do thank New Balance, Dartfish, Nearmouth Mouthguards, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen and Archie's Footwear for their donation. Of course, the Banner Crew, the great stream sponsor. couldn't do it without them. And the usual, what I call the usual brigade that, do some great sponsor work around the league. Buddy Bet, 9 News, two that particularly come to mind.
Duncan, just again, put the captain in the mix, but dropping in behind the ball there, beautifully done. Jack Carter reading it well, as you'd expect for such an experienced player. He'll just hit up nicely. Connor Fairley, plenty of experience. Nice powder blue blute he's rocking there. Well, you can probably go long down the line, sort of change of pace. They've done that a fair bit today. Angus Rana in best position, doesn't quite get a hold of it. Ground level, tentative sort of attempt there by Jimmy Higgins, and the ball is out of bounds.
Because it's, in theory, a very narrow ground, going down the lines doesn't take you away from goal as much as it does
No,
elsewhere.
certainly not. It's not theory, Phil, it's fact. It's a long, narrow ground. It's not even that long. It's a small ground.
Yeah. North, south and east, west, as we're waiting for something to happen here. It's a bit of stoppage after stoppage, an occasional kicker. Saw a smothered handball here or there, but really nothing of flow or something that's going to affect the scoreboard at the moment. Has not changed in the 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this final quarter.
Got to get Lockwood back out there. That's what I'm saying. He has started off and on the bench, and as in started on the bench for a lot of the quarters. He certainly did in the third. So maybe that's what they'll do. They take the risk, they pull the trigger, because I think Johnny Vrodos is in the middle. Not sure they would have taken that kick. He is the man they do go to, the Adonis. He goes down towards number 40. Is that Charlie Doling? Is it 48?
Well, either that or it's a jumper change.
And is he wearing a 43?
That was my first reaction too, TJ. Maybe the 8 got muddied.
Yeah. Either way, he's giving away 25.
I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Goodwood player gets it down there quickly. Good move. And that makes it a lot more easier for the ruckman to get down. Take it a big contested clunk. And this is an important kick.
Just to sort of, because I know you're stressed. It's 48 with a bit of mud. That makes it look like a 3.
Yep. So we were pretty much spot on. Thought it looked like Doling. Yeah. So
How
Angus
big's this
Rana.
kick?
Well, 25, 35 metres out straight. 35 out by the time he kicks it straight in front. You wouldn't normally want it in your ruckman's hands. Bit of advice probably going to come from the Spock team as well. Any score will give them the lead. And it's probably one of the worst kicks I've seen.
Yeah,
well,
it
was real Lockwood-esque, wasn't it?
I would I think we need to put a timeout, and I think Geordie Lockwood's been paid enough because Angus Rana's just joined him. I reckon.
That was well. There was no. Well, there's plenty of pressure, but you're 35 minutes out straight one. No one's tackling you. It's a dry day. No excuse for that.
Yeah. Spock will bring it back. Look in the direction of Sam Potter. There's a lot there, and Rana.
That was with authority. He knew he had to make up for that, and he flew and he took.
What's the chance there's a runner hand pass to? No, he goes, and that's a good kick.
Yeah, great.
He's aimed straight at the umpire.
Cleland, I reckon.
Umpire's got out the way. Cleland's come and clunked it.
Yep, unsided in the third, but again, he has taken 3 or 4 big marks, yet to finish any of them off. They must kick a goal.
Yeah.
I hate stating the bleeding obvious, and I hate it when commentators do it, but the first goal on this one could probably shape the whole quarter.
Well, who's going? Because it launches a new series, a new momentum. I'll think of the right terminology. Momentum at the moment is stalled. New quarter. Who's going to take it by the shirt tails and run with it?
Leans back on the kick, and when you lean back, you generally book. That's his 3rd point of the day, and he's going to rue that if they don't get up.
Now, just for folks at home, there is no breeze of consequence. It's as sunny a day as you're going to get, albeit the ground covered by cloud. There's nothing in the natural elements that should have affected those last 2 shots on goal.
No excuses, mate. You've got to kick them. Oh, you've got to get them closer than that.
Yeah.
Neither of them are going to go through the moment they left their boot. Anyway, Spock, that also is a reverse inside-out tumble punt, and he'll let that go, and he'll get a free kick out of it. It's your ball, mate. It's your ball. Right. Oh, he's run away from it. I'll give it to Benny, because Benny's a better kick. Holsby Albuta now. Benny should shake, shimmy, run, and go. Come in board, Benny. Take it on.
Does he have the confidence with all that strapping on his left leg?
Big fly. Ground level.
Ollie
Best position. Johnson, he's come back and handballed to absolutely no one in particular. And he's allowed a stoppage. Cleland took possession. Good follow-up tackle there. It was Charlie Allen, was it? It was. And we'll have a ball up, and it's death by 1,000 cuts at the moment, Phil.
It is a little bit. One thing we'll know, that in about 20 minutes this game will be over and 2 premiership points will be allocated to one team or the other or shared. And the longer this goes, the more I'm thinking about You should have taken my offer of the third straight draw.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's pretty unusual that that does happen. Spock will get the clearance, but how many times have we seen this? The clearing kick straight down the throat of the opponent. This occasion it's Jack Carter. Jack lifts the eyebrows. This time that's intercepted by Rodos. He's under pressure straight away. Holzbauer's got it. He creates some space. Here comes Goody Saints in Josh Goodwood into forward 50. James Ridgewell has marked, and this will test the distance. So of the 3 shots they've had on goal in the last 4 minutes, this starts off as the lowest percentage chance. The first one out of bounds on the full. The second one a behind. That actually gives Goodwood Saints the lead. On the edge of 50, the kick comes in. The pack gets on the line and thumps it through. And Goodwood have just doubled their lead. The Goody Saints are 5-7, that's 37. Spock are 5-5, that's 35. 8 minutes gone on the Sportal scoreboard. Right now, the Goodwood Saints have had it inside their 50 for a fair chunk, and they're going to get it again because it's the 18th turnover, on this occasion to Anthony Scara. I like the fact that Goodwood, they get the ball, they centre it. On this occasion, though, Spock made great position, and the players are falling over all over the place. It's been they're going to be sore tonight. Charlie Allen, though, with a really big grab to thwart the latest Goodwood attempt.
I've got a mathematical stat for you in a minute, Phil, that you're going to enjoy. Here's Lockwood, my man versus
He's
Rana.
back.
He is back. Lucky. All right. The odds of me commentating 3 draws in a row here, based on the mathematics of Sportsbet, are 145,000 to 1.
Right.
Based on what it would pay if you backed it. Yeah, be a good dollar, wouldn't it?
Well,
145,000 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad I didn't buddy bet you, because I'm not sure I've got 145,000 to give you.
Accounting for the draw being 50 to 1.
50 to 1 by 50 to 1 by 50 to 1, yeah? Wow.
It's something like that for all of us.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Lockwood, the hands. Oh, he's a monster.
Yeah.
I love him. You're going to find something to love.
If Spock get up, you're going to find some way to give him something.
I'm getting in the photo. Oh,
He's going to be part of it.
he's going to get all 4 awards.
Well, that'll make things easy for you.
Yeah. And I got to admit, I do get anxiety on the awards because I have to commit to who's best by the time I get out there.
Yes.
We have to have all these awards ready to go probably 5 minutes before the end.
Yes, and you have to get down there before the siren goes.
Yep.
Do you ever change it on the fly?
No.
So you leave here
Team
and
player.
you don't change it?
No, never ever.
Okay.
And they're up here. Spock Duncan, I've liked his second half. He'd be in line for award, but again, that man,
Lynch.
best defender on the ground for mine, looks for and finds Carter.
I reckon that's as close as Spock have got to their goals all quarter as Burgess heads off.
Yeah, but he goes too wide, does he? Cleveland will run onto it. Just gets a very important touch in to make sure it's not a turnover kick. And yeah, I'm going to need a second page, Phil. I'm going to have to do 2 copies.
Yep.
So you're going to hold for
This
the
is
play.
why I print 2 for you.
Yep. 10-minute mark, final quarter. We haven't had a goal this quarter, so could be as short as a 23-minute quarter, you'd suggest.
Just the 2 behinds to Goodwood.
Might have been fairly, puts it to a hot spot, and they'll just play it out and take it over the line, although they will have a ball in a very dangerous area for Goodwood, and an area certainly they'd be happy with on their side of the ground.
Give me these, hang on.
Yep,
Just talk footy for a sec.
Yeah, you're going to do some player of the days. Phil's committing now unless something magical happens. Umpire, big ball in. Dangerous areas now. Lockwood at the front, wins it down, bobbles round. They'll concede a point, will they? They do. Not much difference between 2 and 3. Well, there's 1 point the difference, but either way, Spocks need to regenerate and find that forward thrust and kick a goal. I think they're going to do it through running carry, some overlap frontal handball, because the long down the line stuff hasn't worked. Duncan's been a revelation up forward. He's been good since he's gone up there, and they go long down the gut, straight to the middle of the ground. To Lockwood, that man, he can do anything. He scares Chuck Norris. Running onto the ball, though. Rodos. You can see why he gets the best players off. As the game gets longer, he goes stronger. Here he is, number 45. That's De Cesare. Looks for Duncan. I'd like to have a beer with Duncan because Duncan's my mate. He gives off. Cudmore, he's been electric, but that is not his best effort. And they'll try and touch it, and they do a very, very good job, do they, of just touching it to stop the turnover. Has he? He has. And we'll have a ball in. Umpire's discussing. Well, the Goodwood players are running away from the ball, so we'll have a ball in right at the end where Spock won it. Doesn't have to be your day, it can be your moment, and that is all they need. As Phil's given me the Neo Morph Mouthguard player of the day.
I reserve the right to change it if something spectacular leads to a win for one of these clubs.
Yep.
At least I put in some early nominations, so we're starting to build a foundation for this. 12 and a half minutes gone. It was all tied up at 35, and it's Goodwood by 1 point, 2 point now, 3 points.
I'm expecting a goal here. I'm going to call it now. Lockwood in the ruck. The reverse Malachi palm down to a running Spock player. Get on the move, Spock. Doesn't win the tap, but they do get through with the ball. Quick kick. This is dangerous in the best position and reading it well.
I feel like you could be 3 for 4 from that.
Yep. Paddy Fay. As I said, it rhymes. It doesn't have to be your moment. It could be your day. Enter Paddy Fay. Did a beautiful pick up in the first quarter and just torched the ball, but nothing but a goal here will do, as he does that weird thing with the ball. But he's going to kick from about 35 out, maybe 40. Looks good on approach. Umpire's there and thereabouts. The umpire says, take the lead, Spocky. This one's up for grabs. This is yours as the lady in front of me just gets in the way. But why wouldn't she be excited? Paddy Fay, first for the day.
When was the last time St. Peter's led?
I would suggest that's the first time for the day.
Yeah. I was thinking they've had shots to lead, but I don't think they got any of them.
Well, they were 4 goals down at one point, so they certainly, and Goodwood kicked the first and the second.
So
so they haven't, first time, 13-minute mark of the final quarter, 10 minutes to go probably, and they're 10 minutes away from stealing one here and ending Goodwood's finals hopes.
And making relegation still an open category. I think the way that Old Iggies are going to Princes, I think they might already be relegated.
Lockwood free kick. It had to be there. Don't give it away, big fella. Don't give it away.
Don't give it away.
I mean, I'm not barracking here. I am in love. I love the way he goes about
that's
it.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's having.
You can barrack for a good cause.
Yeah. Well, they're saying he threw an elbow. I don't like that, but I didn't see that. Wouldn't elbow Mason Ellis too many times.
High kick. Pack will form.
Oh,
Remember the double fist instead of the mark. I'm always thinking if you can get double fist to it, why just don't you mark it? But
Duncan for Michaels, yes.
Oh, wow.
They are coming. They are coming. Nick Michaels got open side, and I ask you this, Phil Herden, where did that all start?
Well,
where did that start?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, the play started with Lockwood's free kick and high kick. I'm just thinking this, if successful, would be the 6th goal in succession for Spock. I reckon it was 5 goals to 1.
Yeah, correct. And it would be very hard to arrest this momentum now.
15 minutes gone.
Lines it up. Umpire does some work, but he's celebrating, so that is his 4th. And I'll tell you what, that's a great effort when you kick 4 out of 7. Your team comes from this far down. Nick Michaels, for the 2nd week in a row, just might find himself in the votes for the Roll the Dice Player of the Year, which won't be revealed anymore in the Division 1 wrap.
A couple of mystery rounds, so we have a sort of suspense when it comes to giving the final votes and the winner. There's the Saints fans. They're up and about.
Ah, look at them.
Yes.
Look at them. They'll be keen to get back into the Bentley.
Give me an
and turn
S.
the seat warmers on. And big shout out to Jeff Riddle and Nick Harness, former Spot coaches, and Pete Diamondopoulos. They're probably going to have a look at this one later on. G'day, boys. Hope you're doing well. And they'll be wrapped at their old mobber. Fought back from a long way down.
Crack. If nothing else, they're having a crack.
Well, the other thing, I think Goodwood had the easier run home, but if they have one today, it throws relegation right back open.
Well, it just keeps it alive, and if you're alive in those last... Funny things happen in the last few weeks. Teams change, coaches change, the rest players... You don't want to leave securing something until the last week of the season.
Yeah, and Vrodos, very quiet first quarter. The next 3 quarters, you see why he's been the best players 10 times this year. He just goes and goes.
Bit of a helicopter kick inside 50. Again, an open player. Hand pass Carruthers. He's got a couple here if they can work it out. They've got a goal. Duncan, the snap around the body, needs the bounce.
It's there.
He's got it.
It's Jimmy Duncan.
He's got the bounce.
Oh.
7 goals in a row to Spock. Oh, no, it's not. It was a behind. My apologies.
Well, everyone celebrated. I've written it down.
Oh, my goodness. It's bounced the wrong way.
Oh, it went through
it's
from here.
It's the behind of the season.
He is in a better spot than me, but must have grazed the post. Must have been a bee's willy in it because,
Wow.
Goal from here for
Will
me.
that be huge or not? It's now a 10-point lead to St. Peter's. Talk about going from high gear to low gear in a hurry. Far out.
Yep.
So we're back in the middle.
How many awards can I give Lockwood?
You're going to have 4. Okay. In theory, you decide 3 of them.
Yeah.
You can pick the same as what I pick. That's fine. The only thing I think the only rule I got to put on you, 2 rules, TJ. Just for sake of clarity, let's not have different teams involved with the interview at the same time.
Well, you're right, mate.
So it goes with the winner.
Yeah.
And don't change mine. The rest is totally in your hands.
Yeah, no, let's spread it around, mate. Spread the love.
I mean, you're the one. I'm always intrigued by the reactions you get when you go out and you say you, and you, and when everybody else says, Spocker going again here. Thumb from behind, all's fair with that. It's going to be a throw in front of what is sort of the hockey club rooms there.
We had this quarter, Phil. 2 goals. 2 shots on goal, some stoppages. There's only 5 minutes to go. I've got to commit now.
You've got to go, yeah.
If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But to all those players, best on ground, gee whiz.
Well, you got a best on ground. You got 2 sets based on 2 things happening. Saints holding on from here, or Goodwood Saints coming back. And if Goodwood Saints come back, then you might have to make
See,
a
McGill's
late
been
change.
quiet this quarter. I like McGill's game out.
But he was sort of their best when they were hanging in there, probably. Yeah, I don't like your choices with that. Finding a 4-quarter player might be your trick. Here's the hand pass on. Here's the shot on goal. That hasn't missed.
Ball game. Now they'll surround him. Hopefully he's still celebrating by himself. He's turning. He's at the front there. There he is. And I think that might be... It's this one here, isn't it? Yep.
Yep.
We're on him. We've got him. Keep that camera on him.
Hang on. Okay. 20-something, 22. I reckon that's Patrick Fay.
I think it is Paddy Fay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Replay,
With
man,
his
for getting
second?
us out of jail big time. Yeah, we're going to give it. He's going to argue with us. And good to see Jordan Lockwood there. Great support from the bench. 17-point margin. Are they home? 17 points, time on in a normal football game, and we've seen lots between us. You're up by 17 heading into time on. Forget this is low scoring.
It's only 16, but still, yeah, they're home. Santa Clara, they're home.
Yeah,
they're running on top of the ground. They're working hard, and when they go forward, it looks open and good. So.
I was thinking back to the last time I saw Spock play against Brighton. They were down by this kind of margin against Brighton. Kicked the last 3 late. And they're getting a bit of a reputation when they do win.
This is hard, Phil. Let the pictures tell the story. Who's your best on ground?
Okay, let me have a think. You call some footy. I'll come back to you.
No worries. As they go along, they need one right now, but a big spoiler will allow. There he is, Benny McGill. Back in the game. Good tackle, Benny. And at ground level, they desperately need one. Their only chances of goal in the next minute, but they'll clear. Through McGill. Couple of handballs. Inside-out kick to the one-on-one. It's all Goodwood back there. It's almost... Rodos is certainly in the mix, isn't he?
Yeah, I would go 1, 2.
Yeah, that one is the one, isn't it? So, yeah, you know what? Because when you look at the scoreboard, I agree completely. All right.
So, folks, this is the idea when you're working out awards live as you go. Spock, irresistible at the moment. They're hanging on. Lynch has been dour. But the Goodwood Saints defence has just come apart in the last quarter a bit, and they've overcooked the kick. Rana's in there. Remember those 2 shots that Goodwood had at the start of the quarter? And the 2 bad misses? Gee, they could have used a goal there right now. We're into time on. 21 minutes gone. Just the 3 goals kicked. So... And look, there's been a stack of stoppages. Normally you think 3 goals, maybe a couple of minutes. But no, we know it's going to go 24, 25 minutes. TJ knows he's on the clock. He's got to make some decisions. Right now for Spock, it's becoming pretty easy. The kick forward by Belperio, fumble. Good pick up by De Cesare. He's tackled straight away. Umpire says holding the ball. That's very well done by Louis Whitelock. De Cesare's taking as much time as he can manage. In doing so, gives away 25 metres. I still reckon that's probably advantage Spock just to waste those extra 15, 20 seconds for not much yardage. The kick into the middle finds Hellsbauer. He's off. He runs off Charlie Allen. Goes into 50. They need a clunk. They got a clunk. Angus Rana's taken it. Take your 2 sheets, Tommy.
Yeah, based on his kick last time, mate, I bet you regrets that one now. If he kicks that goal last time, and anyway, there's no point looking horseshoes and hand grenades.
I'd still be taking 2 sheets, 2 sheets, TJ.
No, we'll be right, mate.
Okay.
All under control.
Okay. Rana, inside 50, must kick this goal for the Goody Saints. And he's missed, and I reckon that is all she wrote for the home side. The decibel readings might be a little bit lower now than they were at half time.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited. I'm getting out there with my man, Geordie Lockwood. I'll tell you what, Chuck Norris, look out.
Well,
there's a new man in town.
Award responsibly.
Yeah. I'm going to take the piss too much.
Exactly. John.
But, I mean, in all seriousness, him in ruck, getting the ascendancy and, it's a column B.
I mean, look, his moment made us everybody laugh. And you do that. Give us something in return. Okay, bit of a push, bit of a shove. They're moving it well. Rodos eludes Whitelock, sets up the run. This is the Cesare into the pocket, looking for the one last. Surely we're going to win. Sealar goes over the boundary line. That's almost as good.
Yeah, played it well enough there. I'll be back up to do the wrap-up. Perhaps there is stairs and stuff for me to work through.
All right.
It's been a pleasure today, Phil.
I'm going to pad as long as I need to.
Thank you very much to everyone that's listening. Thanks to all our listeners for giving us shout-outs. I'm looking forward to going down, meeting the Spock. Congratulations to Spock as well on a great come-from-behind win.
Thank you, TJ. We'll be back to give us his final thoughts on the contest after he gives us his thoughts during the awards. Spock are threatening once again. They're having all the play in this final quarter, putting immense pressure on the Goodwood defence. They clear momentarily. There's one extra blue jumper. Can they turn it into football? Yes, this is Rodos. Eludes a couple, draws a couple, hand passes. The hand pass, not so great. Ellis comes in. He's tackled. Umpires found a free. Will go the way of Mason Ellis. 24 minutes gone. The Goodwood Saints trail by 15 points. They need 3 goals. They need them, I reckon, in about the next 2 minutes. They're trying to go forward. They're trying to claim a mark that wasn't a mark. At least that's what the umpire has said. And that was Matthias trying to do that. Edge of the centre square. Lockwood's back in there, trying to get past Charlie Allen, holding. No, I thought for a moment it's going to be holding the ball. Instead, it's going to be another stoppage. Umpire wastes no time. Tap, I reckon, by Matthias on that occasion. Goody Saints with the clearance. Around the body, Heitman quickly responded to. Heitman trying to get the kick. He is awarded. Mark kick, take your pick. You'll need a bit of strapping because his strapping's all coming apart late. Towards the top of the square, Golden Fist behind, spills to Cleland. Cleland's kick. He's looking out there for Lockie Ryan. He's missed the target. It's marked by Benny McGill. And I suspect Spock will take every opportunity to keep the ball away from the Goodwood Saints. Do that for the next minute. They should win, but instead they turn it over. It's a high kick. It's another behind. Goodwood Saints this quarter have kicked 0 goals and 5 behinds. St. Peter's have kicked 3 goals and 1 behind. Goodwood Saints have had 5 scoring shots to 4 in this final quarter and have turned a drawn situation into a 14-point deficit. 25 and a half gone. Another kick in. The 5, it's the Heitman against Higgins. Picked up and escorted out of bounds by Ben Belperio. And everybody resets. Tommy Javor is heading down. He's all set to go with the post-game awards. What do you think? New Balance, Dartfish, Neomorph Mouthguards, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Also, Archie's Footwear and Roller Ice Racing for their involvement in our awards this season on the Stream Team game. Here come the Spockers. They're in the middle. Had it, lost it, trying to get it back. James Duncan. And after all that, he'll get himself a free. Having got possession of the ball, I wouldn't be too fussed in showing a great sign of urgency. What's the highest percentage play? Maybe a long kick. Goody Saints have the numbers. It's given to Anderson. I reckon time is gone. I reckon they're just not going to have enough time to kick 3 goals, even in miracle situations, especially as St. Peter's have the ball in the hands of Charlie Allen. He's got the strapping on the shoulders as well. He goes further downfield. It's been marked by Fergus Carruthers. And I think the only thing that's going to come next now is the final siren. Sportal scoreboard. St. Peter's Old Collegians 8-6-54. This will take St. Peter's to within half a win of Goodwood. 1 premiership point. Holding the ball is the call. They're up and about on the St. Peter's bench. They're going to want the stream team at every game. We've been there for 2 great comebacks the last 2 times we've seen them. Ollie Johnson, high kick in hope. It spills. Here's a running kick by the youngster Lockie Ryan, and that's incredible. That's incredible. That it looked like it could roll through for a goal. It's taken a left-hand turn at Albuquerque, and it's out of bounds. Last disposal rule, Spock ball. Crowd's getting up. I think this is Spock fans. They want to be there to celebrate a great win. You can see Tommy Javor doing the right thing with the coaches, getting some help to get some players. It's all over here. And St. Peter's Old Collegians have collected their 4th win of the season. Let me give you some stats on this, but the Sportal scoreboard will read 5-10-40. That's Goodwood Saints, as mentioned, 5 points in the final quarter. St. Peter's Old Collegians 8-6. That's 54, just jotting down the final score in the A's. I should mention in the C's, great start by Goodwood. They won the C's by 73. They won the B's by 132. Spock reserves kicking just the 1 goal, but scores are correct. No issue with the scores. It will go down as a 14-point St. Peter's win. Going to go around and find some scores around the grounds in a minute, doing this solo for the moment, whilst TJ rounds up his award winners. That win is officially St. Peter's 4th. They go to 4-10. The Goodwood, so they go to 4-11. Goodwood Saints drop to 4-10-1. There's 1 premiership point between them at the moment. Next week, St. Peter's play Broadview. Goodwood Saints play Old Ignatians. Possibly winnable games for both. And then we go to the final 2 weeks of the season. If both do win, half a game. So the battle for relegation, still with the opponents coming up, would like to be in Goodwood shoes more than St. Peter's, but the St. Peter's Old Collegian Saints are still very much alive. I'm sure I'll get a hand signal whilst when TJ is ready to go. Let me have a look at some other scores. As mentioned, we're probably the first finishers. I'm having a look at some other results, and it is very, very tight between Broadview and Glenunga. It's 3 points the difference. It's a throw in near a set of goals. I will come back to that shortly. But in fact, let me correct myself. It is 3 points between Broadview and Glenunga, okay? It is Broadview in front. Broadview in front of Glenunga as the inclusive team heads onto the ground. So that's got a couple of minutes to play. That would have ramifications. Let's go down to Tommy Javor.
And TJ here exclusively with the Archie Thongs Award. He's my award winner. He's my favourite Roberts, the best Roberts I've ever saw. What on, Marcus? Put her there. There they are. They were coming thick and fast. As a defender, you were really consistent today. Must have been great to get that win.
Yeah, definitely. The season's still alive and keep going.
What does it mean for the club now? I own it. I wrote you off. I said you're going to Div 2. Yeah, a few people let me know about it too, mate. I got it wrong. Must be really exciting now. The final 3 rounds are alive and well.
Yeah, I know. you know, like our best footy can match it with all the top teams and everything. Even we've been in every game we've played, so it's just like those little lapses that can hurt us, but we know we're good enough to stay up in Div 1, so keep going.
Brilliant, mate. You're fantastic today. Well done. I'm going to throw back up to Phil in the commentary position, and I'm going to get the next 3 award winners.
Jay working like a well-oiled machine. We have an update from Largos Reserve where it is between Prince Alfred College and Old Ignatians. It was 72 points, the margin there at three-quarter time. It's Prince Alfred 20 goals, 10, 130. Old Ignatians 5-7, 37. That's at the 21-minute mark. We finished early. A 93-point lead to Prince Alfred, who could be top depending on that Glenunga Broadview game. We'll go back to that in just a sec. There's one other game that hasn't been mentioned yet, and that is down at Brighton Road. Let's go down to Tommy Javor. I'll get you that score in just a sec, but let's go to TJ.
And we're back here. Marcus Roberts trying to sneak back in a bit more airtime. Where do I start? Well, the captain is Spock. Everyone else has told me I've got it wrong. I know I got it wrong. Jimmy Duncan, your move forward. What a masterstroke. Whose idea was it?
I have to give credit to Mike, I reckon. Haven't played forward for a couple of years, but absolutely loved it. So hopefully I can stay there.
You're bloody great, mate. You've won the Moseley voucher bar and kitchen, $100 worth there. What does this mean for as captain? What does it mean for St. Peter's going forward for the last 3 rounds?
Oh, this is a huge win. Right up against it at half time, but we dug deep and we'll take a lot of confidence from this, and we're not done yet. So we're going to come home strong, hopefully. So really looking forward to it.
Well done, mate. Our play of the day, the Neomorph mouthguard. Rumour has it Chuck Norris craps his dacks when you're around, mate. That was the greatest thing I've seen on a footy field. Take us through the flying Havat kick that didn't yield a lot, but it was fun.
Oh, I thought it was there to kick, and I thought my legs were maybe a little bit longer than they were. I was already at full stretch, so I just ended up flat on my back as I swung the boot at it.
Phil's awarded that, but I try not to take the PI 55 too much. You changed the game as a ruckman, getting Johnny Vrodas and the other midfielders involved. You must be real happy with the way you went today.
Oh, look, I think it was a pretty good team effort, to be honest. I think everybody sort of dug deep after a little bit of a slow start and just sort of ground a pretty tough win out, a pretty important one for the club in hopefully trying to stay alive in Div 1.
Well done, mate. Let's just swap positions because, hey, I'll call the shots here. Hey, we're going to have to just let them come out. The boys from the Inclusive League coming out. It's electric, but, mate, best on ground the second week in a row. Nick Michaels, 4 goals out of 8. What a game. You must be bloody happy.
Yeah, it's just good to get some momentum going into the back end of the season. It was a must-win game, and it was just good that we got over the line.
I mentioned it multiple times on commentary. I tagged you as a B grader last year when I was coaching against you. You've come a long way, mate, to be the hit up forward in the A grade. Your parents, your family, everyone must be bloody proud of you.
Yeah, we had a good season last year in the B grade, and it's good to get rewarded to play some A grade footy this year, and hopefully we can just continue to get some wins from the back end of the season now, which hopefully will be good.
2 best on grounds in a row, not a bad effort. Just answer this one final question. Are Spock going to avoid relegation?
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
I got it wrong. I'll throw back up to Phil in the commentary position. Thanks, guys. I just need a photo. Send a quick photo back.
Thanks so much for that, TJ. As we have a look at some full match highlights, I can tell you there has been drama at Broadview. Kick just before the final siren by Glenunga scores a goal, and the Rams stay top. Glenunga 8-9-57 have beaten Broadview 8-5-53. Barely seconds. The teams ran back for the centre bounce, and I think it went up, and that was about it. Elsewhere, what have we got? Well, we've got Sacred Heart beating up on Brighton. All these other results are still in play, but results have been decided. Sacred Heart lead Brighton Bombers by 47 points. Port District lead Tea Tree Gully by 44 points. Prince Alfred lead Old Ignatians by 93. So what does the ladder look like? Assuming that those results hold, I'm just going to tell TJ Glenunga kicked a goal with seconds left to take the lead back from Broadview to win.
I did say it would have been the upset of the year.
And stay top. Just got to keep my colleague in touch there. All right.
Phil, sorry.
Go for it, TJ.
I copped a fair bit of feedback down there. It was duly noted that I'd said all year that Spock are going down. And a lot of people watch our show apparently. So they all told me how wrong I was, and fair play to them. Winners are grinners and losers can please themselves, as they say. And even this morning, this morning, start of the broadcast, all I did was talk about Goodwood this, Goodwood that, Goodwood finals, and we got to think about what Spock might be able to do.
Well, it looks like in the context of the league, the top 4 have all won. So it'll be the same position, just 2 premiership points. Glenunga 26, Prince Alfred.
Club song's coming, Phil.
Club
Song's
song is
coming,
coming,
and it's
okay.
going to be a good one, I can tell you.
Well, when it does, I'll stop talking, but... A lot of passion on that.
Yeah,
As
a lot
expected.
of passion. They were fantastic, the boys down there. Footy director, maybe not so much, but pretty keen to get the boys from the interview, but you've got to make the club the right way. Anyway, that is it. Mike, the coach as well, very, very kind and nice, giving us the time.
And we always thank the players for the post awards, and other players like there's all the others that just have to wait a couple of minutes for that recognition, which is unique, something you don't get on a regular game normally.
Well, we could not give away the prizes,
and we just appreciate everybody's patience as we run through that. But what I caught from the interviews, TJ, was that belief is strong at Caterham Oval.
Yeah, and it's hard not to get caught up in the emotion of it all. I mean, I've had plenty of rivalry with Spock over the year, and I mean a lot from all the way back to the Walkerville days. And but at the end of the day, all we do is wear different coloured T-shirts really out there and have different sets of mates, but we're all blokes, and fair play to them, good luck to them. There's some young fellas out there, and they got the chocolates today, and as I said, winners are grinners.
Alrighty, just to wrap up this round of what has happened, because there's been some surprises. Spock, their season is alive. They beat Goodwood Saints. They're still very much in contention to stay in Div 1, and Goodwood Saints, could their run be over? Well, they have the front position, but they're under threat. Old Ignatians are now relegated. They were 3.5 games back with 4 games to go. They're now 3.5 games back of Goodwood with 3 games to go. Old Ignatians officially Div 2 next year.
Well, they're 3 games behind Spock, but they're good.
No, it's not about jumping Spock. It's about jumping Goodwood Saints into safety.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah, it'd be tough to win 3.5 games in 3 weeks.
Correct. So that it's official. Old Ignatians are relegated. The top 4 stay as is. Glenunga with a scare. They're on top, half a game ahead of Prince Alfred, half a game ahead of Sacred Heart, 2 games ahead of Port District. Huge gap between 4th and the 5th place team. At the moment, Tea Gully are 6 and 9. Brighton are 6 and 9. Broadview are 6 and 9. One of those 3 is going to play finals. Kudos to Broadview, who almost pulled it off. And the fact that Broadview almost won and Tea Gully and Brighton got some buildings will let the ladder sort itself out where they sit. But 3 teams, 1 finals berth. One of them's got to make it. Relegation we've talked about.
Can I just speak to that for a second? We go, 6 and 9, they just make out the numbers. I go back to 2014 when Sacred Heart snuck in with 7 and 11 in Div 2 and made it all the way through the grand final against Payneham and was 17 points up at 3/4 time. You start winning at the right end of the year, anything can happen.
Hey, look, you're in. We've seen today.
Broadview a kick away. So
yeah, that's right. You saw today how, from our perspective, I think we're both in agreement. We have no biased team here.
No.
That Goodwood were cruising. And then it flipped. And all of a sudden, you've got the result that we've got. Alrighty. Time to wrap this one up. A reminder, folks, the weekend wraps, all the results around the men's and the women's A-grade sides. That'll be out tomorrow afternoon. TJ's Division 1 wrap. Nothing beats it. I think if I just
got a couple of things that beat it.
Have I just stolen some other league slogan? Maybe. And that'll be out with Between the Posts early during the week. Check that out. And Facebook, Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. All you need to know about the Adelaide Footy League. TJ, final words.
Look, much like the Sacred Heart win, high emotion out there, and even just being out there for the last quarter went along, and I thought that last 5 minutes, the energy and the enthusiasm, the excitement on the bench, the crunching of the bodies. Div 1 footy, it's alive and well. It's a pleasure to call every game each week, and just when you think you know the answers, they change the questions, don't they? Cruising along, going to get a 5 out of 5. What they end up, I don't know what they end up with, but Broadview nearly beating Glenunga. Perhaps this season's got a lot more things to throw up at us this year.
Speaking of next week, we're off to Webb Oval when Glenunga host Port District. That will be enthralling. So today, Goodwood Oval, Goodwood Saints cruised in the C's, thumped Spock in the B's, but Spock won by 14 in the A's. Want to thank yourself, TJ. Want to thank Hugo. Want to thank James, Liam. Want a special thanks to Michael Lawson. 400 games, what an effort. Giving it back to others, coach of the Inclusive League. They're about to get underway shortly. Also, boss John Douglas, Tony Neal, and all of our Filming Footy family. I'm Phil Hooden saying thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at Webb Oval next week for more great action. You've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.